and collecting up these puzzle cubes. There are 9 puzzle cubes and 9 shrines. You currently have Idjins, Kubazans, Overluckers, Hapazoddles, Shigambis, and Wongos. That leaves 3 cubes left. Unfortunately, last session, as you're exploring Omu, you were ambushed by red wizards when you were hanging out near your hideout. And you guys defeated the red wizards easily enough, but when your resources were depleted and you had just kind of wrapped up that battle, you were ambushed by Yuan Ti, who were waiting in the bushes, observing you all, most likely in their sneaky forms. They slithered out and they demanded that you guys surrender. You guys fought against them, but eventually succumbed to their poisonous arrows, and all were suggested, magically compelled to follow them. And we ended the session with you guys being captured by them. Luckily, for your sakes, they did not want to kill you, otherwise you'd probably be dead. So they must want something with you. Hopefully we're about to find out. When you guys were captured, some of you may have attempted to stow a dagger or something like that. You're all blindfolded and tied up. Your arms were tied behind your back with snakeskin, the leather, snakeskin leather. So you can't see what's going on. A sack's being put over your head, and then you just marched through the city of Omu, and you're just pushed along. Those of you that have been suggested are just coming along willingly. Those of you that have not are constantly prodded and poked and pushed to make sure that you keep on walking, and there are quite a large number of your auntie. You can hear them hissing in their snaky voices, murmuring in abyssal. So you'll march through the city. It's very rough going when you trudge around Omu. There's vines that have burst up through the tiles and steps and rough terrain and rocks, and occasionally you might trip a little bit, and the auntie will, they've always got a hold of you, make sure you don't fall over and make sure you're going to where you need to go. And you're walking for about 25 minutes, and eventually one of the auntie says, "Stairs!" And you're guided down a set of stone steps. Short flight of steps, not too big, and maybe about 30 or so feet. And then you come to a landing, and all of a sudden you hear what sounds like a giant set of doors opening. You can hear all this hissing, and you can feel the warmth of torchlight. The flickering orange glow of torchlight also creates some patterns with the hessian sack that's over your head. Everything you're seeing is pretty much a pitch black, or vague at the very best, kind of fuzzy. Can't really see through this sack that's over your head, and you feel like you're underground now. You're in some sort of structure, and you can hear all this hissing and moaning and screaming, and it's all very disorientating. You're taken down a long hallway, and eventually you hear the sound of like a winch mechanism grinding, and like a gate being opened, and then you kind of push forward, and you feel like you're pushed on into like a bucket or something, like an elevator, and then you hear a sound of a winch being turned, and you feel yourself getting lowered, and then splash, you land in this like damp, very cramped, claustrophobic cell. It's literally just like a well, and then you can take the hood off your heads, and that's where we are now. You have been stripped of all your equipment. You're also manacled. Iron manacles have been slapped on your hands and onto your legs. So, I do believe Nathan wanted to try and recall where you guys went. by observing your surroundings as you're being marched, in terms of feel and sound and direction. Yeah?
Yes.
So, alright, if you want to do that, then make a perception check and an investigation check. Investigation to try and figure out where you're going in relation to your surroundings, and perception to use your senses. So, you know, you're pretty certain that you're about a 25-minute walk from where you guys were captured, and you also feel like you're heading north, and you believe that you're not 100% sure exactly where in the palace, but you're in the palace area of Omu. I'll show you the map of Omu so everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. So it's in this area somewhere. That's where you believe you are. Okay.
So I was also taken there with the entire group, or was I taken at another time?
You were captured a bit earlier, and you've been beaten and restrained as well.
Good.
And are we all in the same pit, or are we in like separate wells?
You pull the hood off your head. You know, you've got iron manacles on your wrists, iron manacles on your feet, and you're in about a foot of water as well. It's about a 3-foot diameter well, and when you look up, you see through these crisscross bars a bit of flickering light. You find yourself in with Nathan, and Nim finds himself in with Millhouse, but Garrick and Torrin, both of you are alone. Yeah, it's a 3-foot diameter hole. So yeah, there's a little bit of light coming down, some dim light. That's about it. But you know,
just can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't see anything. You're in a 3-foot diameter hole.
And I have been there for some time already.
Yeah, you've been there for a few hours, Torrin. You were ambushed. Like, you went off to go back to the hideout, and you're basically just gangbanged by about 10 UNT. You didn't stand a chance.
Of course, otherwise I would have made it. Anyway, do I hear the others being dropped in their cages?
Yeah. You hear them get taken a couple of hours after you drop down into this hole.
So I'll wait a certain time until I think the guards may have been gone. And then I call out, "Who's there?"
Torrin? Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, it's us.
Oh dear.
Are you as beat up as we are?
I'm not sure. How beat up are you?
Yes, very.
Same.
Okay. Do you know anything about these snake things?
Well, there was about 20 of them, and they took me captured. They captured me. I mean,
we're all pretty destroyed, and as much as I hate it, we might actually have to, be diplomatic.
Alright, as you guys are in this filthy pit, the stench of sweat fills the air. It's very humid, and you're all chained up, and the pit is partially flooded on top of that, and you guys feel like it's not just some dank water that you're in either. You can hear each other talking, and you can't be too far away from each other, but you are down in this pit, and the top of the pit seems to be at least a good 10 feet overhead. But yeah, it's horrible being down here, and you guys can all take a short rest if you want. During that hour, I'll go around to see what everyone wants to do and how everyone's feeling. So Orion, What do you do or say during that hour?
I would like to try to get my hands, while still manacled, in front of me. Can I, like, wiggle
Yeah, you
and
can
do that really cool action movie thing?
You can do that with an acrobatics check. You are in a few feet of water, so it's a little bit. You could like potentially fall over and kind of splash into the water and drown, but you've got Nathan in there with you.
All right, Nathan, hold on to my scruff while I try to get my hands in front of me.
If he helps you, have advantage.
Shot, that'll help him.
You easily maneuver that. And you've got your manacled hands in front of you now. It was a bit tricky as well because your legs are also manacled quite tightly together.
All right, so now that my hands are in front of me, but I guess if my legs are, I was gonna try to climb just to like see up the bars, but I'm assuming if I'm manacled, I can't swing that.
The walls are smooth. There's nothing to climb onto, even with the climb speed.
I think I just sit down and wait and be very frustrated.
Okay. All right, Nathan, what do you do during this hour? What do you say? What do you do or say?
I've probably been in this situation a couple times, so I'm just gonna wait it out.
Okay. Alright, just wait patiently, see what they want with you. Garrick, you find yourself in a pit by yourself. You're slapped in chains, dropped into a pit. It's stinking, it's wet.
Do I still have my armor on?
You're stripped of all your gear.
Okay. Then
Everyone's
first
stripped
I
of their
cut.
gear, but don't cross anything off your character sheet because I haven't recorded what was taken.
Yeah. Then I first concentrate for a moment to get my gray skin going. Try to see if I can get out of this chain.
Alright, the manacles are pretty strong. They're made of iron and pretty hefty chains. You can try and break out with a strength check.
I'm trying to smash them against the wall or something like that, if that's possible. Pure strength, okay.
It's pretty hard to get out to boss manacles.
Oops.
You smash
That
them
didn't
against the
work so
wall, you try to rip them apart, you try to bend the iron, and that ain't working.
Okay. Then I touch my backside with the hands and give myself some hit points with lay on hands.
Okay.
How far is the well? Is it?
It's about 10 feet up. The walls are smooth and slippery. You can just see a bit of vague flickering torchlight.
How's the diameter of the well?
3
How
foot
big
diameter.
is that?
It's narrow.
Is it narrow enough to put my backside against one wall and the feet on the other side?
Yeah. Are you trying to climb up or just trying to get above the wall?
Yeah. Climb up for now.
Alright, you can you do have disadvantage on this check. You can make an athletics check. You attempt to escape.
Not bad.
And it's way too difficult. You just slide straight back down, and you feel like it would be just a miracle if you were able to climb this garrick. It is extremely slippery and the walls are smooth on top of that. Alright, you attempt to escape, but that's not going to be
What's the conversion rate for sorcery points for spell slots?
You best look that up.
Okay.
Look that up while we go to Torrin.
Okay.
So Torrin, you're in this well, and you've been in here for a couple of hours now. It's welcoming to hear the others arrive, I guess. And yeah, there seems to be like another gate above you guys that you had slammed shut when the auntie had left you to your prison. What have you been doing during this time?
Well, I guess I tried the same thing, like climbing up, but probably failed because I'm still down here. And, well, be frustrated and waiting it out also, I guess. I don't know what else I could have done. I mean, I tried to look around if there's anything that would make it easier to climb up. Maybe if there's some chains from a former captive, someone who's been captive here before, that could help me in some way, but
unfortunately the auntie are a bit more careful than that. They do not give you any devices to try to escape, but you could try to climb out. You can make an athletics check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Very difficult.
Well, I understand. I will try, of course.
And you attempt to try and climb up the slippery surface by basically lodging your back against the wall and pushing your feet up and doing like a kind of a crawl up. And then once you got up there, you would also begin to wonder how you'd even get out of the pit, because it is crossed by a circular crisscross iron grate. And you don't even begin to get up the wall. It's not easy to escape. Alright, go over to Nim. So Nim, you're here with Millhouse, and Millhouse is looking kind of defeated. In fact, he's very quiet. He hasn't said a word. And you're, yeah. Did you want to take a short rest?
Would I have started with any hit points when they were patching me up and bringing me over? Checking. I'm fine with either route.
They did not provide you with healing, no.
Okay, so then I'll be using my hit dice.
Okay.
Other than that, he'd just be meditating the whole time, just not saying anything either.
Alright.
That's all he'd be doing.
It's an hour later now. Or did you guys want to call out to each other or say anything else before we move on?
Yeah, actually. Just so I know, we are technically level 7, and I did multiclass in a druid. Do I technically know Druidic, the language, or is that for waiting for the long rest?
You don't need a long rest to level up, no.
Okay.
You should all be level 7. I think we were level 7 last session, weren't we?
I think it's just spell slots and our max HP wasn't able to hit that till long rest.
Oh, you got the spell slots as well. You got everything.
But we don't get the spells.
Yeah, you leveled up. So you leveled up. Anything you gain from a level up, you get. But like, you couldn't prepare new spells because that happens at the end of a long rest. But you get your new spell slots, and if you're an innate spellcaster like a sorcerer, then you gain those spells. You got everything from a level up already.
Does that mean I
leveled up?
So as a new first level druid, can I cast spells, or would I need to prepare them because I've never had them before?
I think druids prepare spells, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Every day.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nothing. Being captured does not change how a druid works.
Cool.
Just cantrips would be the only thing, kind of thing, but.
I'll yell out in Druidic to Nim. Hey, just a heads up, we can talk in this language now if we want to be sneaky about it and we don't want to be overheard.
Oh, you're mispronouncing so many words, so much to teach you.
I learned from a Batiri goblin, I'm sorry.
Rosetta Stone.
What did you guys say?
Nothing, don't worry about it. Just checking in.
Okay, cool.
Check us out of this hotel. I don't like it.
The great thing about snakes is that they have a lot of neck to rip out, and that's what I'm holding on to right now.
Keep up the positive thinking.
Yep. We're just in a target-rich environment, that's all.
Awesome.
Okay. You guys have been down here for an hour now, and finally there's some noise. You hear it sounds like a gate opening, and then there's this hissy voice that starts just interrogating you guys. You can kind of just see the snake head. It's like a large snake head peer over the top of all the wells as he checks on all of you guys. And then he starts yelling at you all. He doesn't seem to address everyone. He actually addresses people one at a time. He looks down Torrin's pit. You see the snake head, like a vague outline throughout the torchlight. You there!
Okay, sir. Or knight. Yes?
Are these your companions?
Define companions?
Did you enter Omu with the other captors? I've heard you talking. You seem to know them.
Yes. That's true.
He quickly pulls away. And he looks over Nathan and Orion's pit. You there! Why are you here? Why are you in Omu? What do you want? Why do you have the puzzle cubes?
I mean, if you know what they are, then you know why we're here, yeah?
Yeah. We're here for the death curse. Trying to fix it.
What is this death curse? What are you trying to fix?
I feel like you know what you would have to know what the death curse is, right? I mean, people are dying a lot.
Don't you patronize me! Tell me, what is the death curse? Why are you here?
Well, there's this magic plague that's going on. Can I try to insight him from down here and try to figure out if he's playing us? Like, if he does know what the death curse is?
Yeah, make an insight check. You're not sure if he's putting on an act or if he doesn't know.
Okay. It's a plague, magical plague that's all over the world, and it's really in your best interest to let us go so that we can stop that so you won't die a horrible death later.
How dare you make demands of me? What about you? And then addresses Nathan. Why are you here? Do you threaten me as well?
No, I have no reason to threaten you. I was sent here to discover what this death curse was. I found out what it was. Turns out these puzzle cubes have something to do with getting to the place of the death curse.
There it is again. Death curse. I'll tell you what the death curse is. The death curse is when Dendar consumes your sun and plunges the world into darkness.
It doesn't affect you too?
What do you mean doesn't affect me?
You don't feel this life leeching?
You speak nonsense.
Yeah.
Then the snake head vanishes and appears over the top of Garrick's pit. You there? What is wrong with your flesh?
Nothing.
Don't be coy with me. It looks different. It is grey. What magic have you used?
I'm always grey.
Make a deception check, Garrick, to conceal the truth that it's your innate armor. Lies! Stop being uncooperative, and perhaps you'll live another day. Now tell me, What magic have you used?
Come down here, I will tell you.
Or perhaps we'll just flood your pit so you drown. And he pulls his head away. The snakehead appears over your pit, Nim. You there! Perhaps you will be more cooperative. Why are you here, Omu? Why have you infiltrated Omu? What do you want?
Are you the king?
I am no king. I am your
I'm not talking to you.
captor.
Then I'm not talking to you. Bye.
You're not making this any easier for yourself. I was thinking...
I was told that we're talking to the king. Bye. And he's just gonna not respond anymore.
So you want to speak to Razni? I was going to consider that. But judging from your responses instead, I think I'll take you to Fenthaza. Sit tight. Your slave duties will be up soon. And you guys are left for a little bit, so you can feel free to attempt to escape again, or discuss anything, or just sit tight. Apparently you've got some slave duties coming up.
Don't like that. How deep is the water we're in?
It's like 3 feet deep, and water would be very generous in that description.
Gotcha.
Do we know what? Have we learned what Nathan can do?
Yeah, Nathan, can you
picking wise
pick
or...
these locks here? Get me out of this thing.
Is there even a padlock on it? Or
Yeah, they're
can I
manacles,
even reach it?
but you don't have thieves' tools, so it's gonna you can't pick it without thieves' tools. Or something
Yes, a
similar.
dog.
At hearing slave, I think Orion goes a little nuts, and I want to start trying to break my manacles and smash it against stones and stuff.
Make a strength check.
That's a save, sorry.
What's your strength bonus?
That's a +2.
Alright, you actually snap the manacles. You just like literally snap the chain, you bend the links until they pop. And you hear a voice hiss at you. This one's a different voice. It's very raspy and snaky. Keep it down in there! Stop being so noisy, otherwise you will be exsanguinated.
Ugh.
I sent a message to everybody I know because I don't know. Does anyone know a way out of these chains?
If it's a message, I'll respond. Yeah, I just broke it. I got mad and I broke it.
You've got still manacles around your legs. It would half your movement speed, but your hands are free, so you're technically not restrained. You're just half movement speed now.
Alright. New message. Orion, do you need a distraction?
I mean, even if you gave me distraction, I don't know what I would do with that. Yes. On 3, I'm gonna try to break my leg chains. So give me a distraction.
Okay, I start banging my own chains against the wall.
Alright, you hear the gate open up when you start getting unruly, and you can.
As soon as I see a head coming out above the gate or something like that, I cast light on both my hands.
Alrighty. This it's a different sort of snakehead. This one looks far more bestial, and
Trying to blind him a little bit.
Its eyes are adjusting. You can see these are very narrow snake eyes. The pupil just becoming more and more narrow, and this creature looks down at you and says, "Do you want to be exsanguinated? We can be sure of that."
You are lucky the Nightmare Speaker has requested that we keep you alive. I would love to chew on your bones.
And while that's happening, Orion, you
Why do I want to keep us alive?
While that's happening, Orion, make a strength check. Sorry, and this brood guard just says,
I do not question the Nightmare Speaker, for sure, for she sees the truth.
You attempt to snap your leg manacles, Orion, but to no avail. And then that brood guard just kind of leaves quickly, just making sure no one's. It sounds like there are guards nearby, making sure no one's trying anything funny.
Can I climb now? Up the walls or no?
You can attempt to. You won't be at disadvantage anymore, but it's going to be almost impossible. It's slippery and smooth. You can make an athletics check. And a 21 doesn't cut it. It's you just slide back down the walls. There's just nothing to grip onto here. It's so slippery and smooth. There's just nothing to get a handhold or a foothold.
Okay. That was my best shot, Nathan. I don't know what we're gonna do.
If I could break my shit, you could give me a boost and get up there. Cause I'm pretty sure I can't lift you up.
Yeah. I'm afraid if I try to break the chains again, they'll hear me. And if we try a distraction, they might kill one of us. Do you want me to try?
You've already exhausted yourself, Orion. You've got no strength left. That 21 was your best attempt. And it wasn't just a single attempt either. You've been straining until you're out of energy.
No, I was talking about breaking his chains. I was afraid if I did that, it would be too loud and they would notice.
Oh. Alright, it's been about another 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, people start getting winched up. You hear this winch mechanism moving, and Torum, you're raised up. This gate is unlatched, and you're taken out of your prison cell. And then you're still manacled, and then the same thing happens to Nim, and then Garrick. And
when they start with me, I send them a quick message to Orion that he should hide his freedom.
Yeah, I'm a deceptive guy. I'll do that right away somehow.
Alright, when the Yuan T looks down at you, obviously you've got your manacles broken. And did you want to make it look like they're not broken?
I would like to do that.
Right, make a sleight of hand check. The Yuan T doesn't seem to notice that you've broken your manacles, and he just winches you up like everyone else. So you guys spill out, and you see a Yuan T Malison here. This guy, he has actually a snake head, a human upper body, and he actually has a serpentine lower body. So he looks mostly snake head, snake bottom, and just like a humanoid, arms and chest. Like mostly snake. And he's about 6 feet tall. And he's built like a brick. He looks strong. Alright, as you guys are taken out into this room, you absorb your surroundings. And you would heed well to pay close attention to the descriptions of these rooms, because every bit of information could be vital to your escape if that's what you're attempting. So there are 4 pits in this room with circular iron grates covering them. There is a chain hooked to each grate that stretches over a pulley bolted to the ceiling and coils around an iron winch set into a nearby wall. There are iron manacles dangling from hooks on the south wall. To the north, there is this faintly glowing stone disc covering the floor of an otherwise empty alcove, and carved into the top of the disc is a serpentine symbol. The Yuan T hisses at you all.
This way!
And he has this whip in his hand that looks like it's made of snake leather. He ushers you all towards a closed gate to the west.
What does the symbol of the snake look like? Is there a way to identify it?
It looks to have some sort of arcane properties, and you can make an Arcana check.
I'd rather.
Same.
Yeah, I would rather nudge somebody and Garrick and kind of point it out to him.
Yeah, anyone who takes a look at it quickly can make an Arcana check and try and discern what it is.
Sure. I have no idea.
No one's sure. It's like a stylized snake arcane symbol, but the closest anyone gets would be Nim. And Nim, you feel like it's used for teleportation, but you're not sure how it works. If there's a command word, a special item that you need to have, or perhaps you need to trace your fingers around a glyph in a specific manner, you're not quite sure. Alright, so you guys are taken through the Fane. And this slave master just pulls this gate open. Does have a ring of keys on his person. He leads you through to the next room. This is where you see these Yuan-Ti brood guards. They look like hideous abominations, crossed between a snake and a monster, with a long forked tongue, long claws, gangly limbs, like a alien dinosaur. So this room is bloody, and the iron stench of blood is strong. You see a blood-stained altar standing in the middle of the room. It has shackles bolted to its top and niches carved into its side. Housed in each niche is a human skull, and then grooves run down the altar to gutters on the floor, allowing spilled blood to drain into the wall. And there are clay urns overflowing with wet bones and doors. And there are 4 of these brood guards here. When they see you all, they move to the side and they hiss and murmur in Abyssal. And you feel like they're poking fun at you guys, and a couple of them snap their mouths towards you as this Yuan-Ti is directing you.
Do not dawdle!
And he whoosh, whips his whip into the air.
Follow me.
As you come up ahead, you see these other snake-headed Yuan-Ti, and they look very similar. And you're having trouble telling them apart, really. And Slave Master Issar continues taking you down a narrow hallway. The brood guards snap their mouths and kind of bump into you guys as you walk by. And this one attempts to grapple you, Garrett. Make an athletics or an acrobatics check. Or just automatically get grappled. He grapples you and he says,
Do not dawdle! Do not dawdle!
And he forces you along.
Slave Master Issar says, This way, follow me, hurry up! Dawdlers shall be whipped 10 times!
And he takes you through this narrow corridor. You see a door on the right, and you can kind of smell this nice incense as you walk past that door, this aroma. Alright, those that are dawdling are going to be grappled again. Garrick, Nim. And they're very pushy.
Do any of these guys have keys on them?
The Slave Master does.
Okay.
Alright, as you guys head into this next area, you see just kind of a large room with a grate in the floor and a large set of double bronze doors to the north. And it looks like the entrance. This is undoubtedly the entrance that you're taken through over here. The slave master continues taking further down a hallway to the south.
So there is another guy here, a Nath or something?
Yes, that's the one that was interrogating you earlier.
Ah, right.
All the
Does he
Yuan-Ti
have
are just looking at you and hissing and murmuring in abyssal. Some of them are chuckling, and you guys are quite the spectacle.
I should keep his keys.
As you move forward, you see 4 pillars carved with serpent relief supporting the ceiling. It's a very large room. It's a 20-foot high ceiling. And in the middle of the room, there is this 18-foot tall statue of a coiled cobra. It's facing north. There are torches with green flames flickering on the wall. The air reeks of dung. You see 2 wagons parked in one corner, and a triceratops is confined to a metal pen in another. To the west, there are a pair of dark alcoves, and to the south is a wide pillared hall. There are a number of brood guards in here, as well as a pure blood, a female Yuan-Ti, and in the corner, facing away from you all, facing the wall, are 2 basilisks. They have a reputation for petrifying people with a simple gaze. They're multi-legged creatures with spikes coming out of their backs, blue glowing eyes, and well, you don't really want to look at their eyes.
Not looking at them. Absolutely not looking at them.
Nope.
Looking at what? I have no idea.
So, suddenly the slave master stops. And he looks around at all of you. And he points out Orion. And a couple of brood guards move in on you, Orion.
I growl a little bit. What's going on?
The female pure blood says,
You will be working with me.
and
What?
You're kept there.
Okay.
The slave master continues taking you guys down a hallway to the south, and Orion, you're just kind of dropped off there for your slave duties.
This way.
Alright, as you head down into this room, you see kind of a large hallway. It's pillars supporting the ceiling, and the walls bear reliefs of giant serpents. One particularly large serpent is doing terrible things. It's coiling in the underworld, and it's devouring the dreams of sleeping creatures. Whereas around it, there are these other Yuan-Ti of various configurations, terrorizing Choltons, feeding their nightmares to this great serpent. And then you see this other Yuan-Ti. He's a Malison. He has mostly snake features, but a humanoid head and a humanoid body, but there's very, very long tail. And he wields a flaming sword and wears a gold crown set with a black opal. And he's leading all these Yuan-Ti to this great door to the underworld. And the door to the underworld then opens, releasing this serpent. The serpent is released into the world, and it devours the sun and plunges the world into terror and darkness. He takes you down this hallway, and you see a ramp leading off to your left. It's quite a steep decline. He's constantly checking to make sure that you're all there.
Sebastian, is that the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Any signs on the door or anything? Red leads?
No. It doesn't look like anything special. They're just made from stone. There is a 4-inch wide hole spaced around the bottom. At the bottom, so there's a decent gap at the bottom of the door.
I try to look like I'm tripping just to see if I can watch through the hole.
Where do you see? Where? Sorry.
You said there was a hole in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then try to do it while we walk past here earlier.
Trip and look underneath.
Yeah, trip and look underneath and then get up again.
Okay. Make a perception check. Immediately the
Okay.
slave master turns around when you trip.
Bump into him.
I'll just move everyone back for this part. Alright, you trip over
Sorry.
and you take a quick look, and what you can see is like bones. It's like a snake's vertebrae for a brief moment. The slave master, he quickly goes over to you, and he starts to slide his snaky body around you, and he begins to constrict you while looking at you in the face. And he says,
Do you need some help?
No, I'm good.
you can tell that he was about to constrict you to the point where he starts to crush you, but he quickly releases that grip.
Next time you trip, you will be crushed, and then you'll never walk again. Don't worry, though. Even without legs, I'll find a use for you.
He stops at this next intersection, and you see a hallway lead off to the right. He takes Nathan and he pushes him down the hallway.
There! Go to the next room and remain. Do not wander. We don't have much use for unruly slaves.
And you see a room full of boxes and crates.
What am I supposed to do here?
You will find out soon. And now,
Oh god.
you will be given your duty by Azimath.
Alright.
Can I try and, as soon as he's out of sight, can I try to like get these manacles in front of me instead of behind me?
Yeah, you're able to do that easily enough. You don't need to make any ability check because you're not. There's no threat of drowning. You can get the manacles in front of you.
Alright. Does he watch me until I go into the next room, or is he just like walking on?
He makes sure you're in the room, and then he continues on.
Okay.
And, yeah, we'll come back to.
Is there any?
We'll come back
Okay.
to you. Yeah. Or we'll drop everyone off at their slave dues, and then we'll go back around. You can do what
Okay.
you need to do. All right. Next intersection. There's it's a four-way intersection: north, south, east, west. There's a door sent to the east wall. Slave master takes you up here, and he looks to the south, and what you see is all of these fetid-looking humanoids. Maybe humans, but they're clearly undead. And there is this, looks like a plague doctor or something. He looks fairly humanoid. And he just has a large syringe in his hand with a vial of this green liquid. And the slave master pushes you down that hallway, Torin.
Go to Zopal.
He will have use of you. And you're headed off to the
Okay.
syringe guy. Alright, so it's just Garrick and Nim. Slave Master Star pushes open this door. And he says,
Watch your footing.
as he takes Garrick and Nim to the next area. As you enter this area, you see this just a rickety wooden walkway threading around the walls of a deep pit. And there's this foul odor wafting up from below. And somewhere in the gloom beneath you, there are thousands of snakes writhing. The walkway is pretty rickety and it creaks when you step, but other than that, it's safe to walk over. And he stops at a hallway to the right. The iron stench of blood is very strong here, and you see a series of showers. And there are UNT bathing in the showers, washing all the blood off of them. You're pushed into that room, Garrick. And then Slave Master just has Nim. And he walks up to the next hallway. There's a corridor leading to another room. And it's a very dank catacomb and you can see some Yuan-Ti milling about in alcoves. And Slave Master Isar just says,
Go forth! Into that room! Into the nest.
Alright, you're
Lovely.
all dropped off for your day's work. Alright, let's go back around and see what everyone's doing now. So we'll start with Orion, and then we'll finish up with Nim. So you're here for a day's work. Obviously, you're a slave, and Orion, you're under the watch, under the charge of Sokosh, this Yuan-Ti pure blood. She smiles at you.
Why, hello. You're a handsome one.
Why do I always attract the crazies? Thanks.
She unmanacles you. And make a sleight of hand check to try and show that your manacles are not broken. Alright, you hold the manacles together. She unlocks your manacles, and she just puts the key down her top, and you're still manacled to the legs, but your hands are free. And you just put the manacles down on the ground, and then she points to this dinosaur pen.
Clean out the Triceratops dung. Put it in the wagon.
And yeah, you ought to muck out the dinosaur pen.
I will absolutely do that. Can I try to look over the dinosaur while I'm in there? Maybe try to empathize with it. Make him my friend. Hey, buddy, it's okay.
You stepping inside the pen?
I am... First of all, does the Triceratops look actively dangerous to me?
Make an insight check. It seems fairly docile. You don't think it's just going to attack you. It's just kind of sitting there.
Then I'll slowly jump over the fence, kind of show my hands to it and say, hey buddy, please don't eat me.
It gets a little bit uneasy when you step into the pen. Orion, make an animal handling check. And it just kind of looks down at you and snorts. And then it just does the biggest shit you've ever seen.
No, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Mounds and mounds and mounds.
Like that scene in Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a shovel that I can use?
Ooh.
So Gosh says,
We do, but it's much more entertaining to watch you scoop it with your hands.
Sure. Okay.
yeah, you can add this to your inventory, Orion.
Well, that's useful. What's the damage on it?
2d6 disease.
Alright, you do your day's work, Orion, just cleaning up dinosaur dung, and we'll get back to you with any developments. Alright, next we go over to Nathan.
What I wanted to do before I got in the room is check these boxes for anything that looks similar to a thieving tool, or can be used as a thieving tool.
Alright, a 30-foot long snake slithers out from one of the boxes.
Whoa!
As soon as you get into the room.
Hello.
Alright, so there are stacks of sturdy wooden crates and bundles of cloth and clay and foray littering the floor. And yeah, there is just this 30-foot long snake that was just in one of the crates, slithers out, just never ending. And the snake looks at you, and surprisingly it responds.
Hello.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I get some help around here? I am Azimath. I catalog the storeroom. Today, we will be cataloging the supplies we have here and reorganizing the room.
Okay.
Take that crate and move it into the corner. Push those barrels against the wall. There are some bundles of cloth. They need to be folded. And,
Okay. And you're just gonna lay there and watch me do it, or?
Yes. I would very much prefer to watch you rather than work myself. You can call out to me what are in the crates, and I shall catalog them in my mind.
And it just kind of coils up in the corner and watches you in one of these dark corners. And you were just going through all the crates. There's bolts of cloth. There are bronze bars. There are salt. There are spices. There are chests with rope, oils, lanterns, papers, blankets.
Am I doing this with manacles on my hands as well?
Yes.
Damn it.
The snake... I feel like the snake lacks the appendages to actually handle a key, and you seem to be able to still move stuff around with your hands manacled, so...
As I'm hopping around.
It seems to be sufficient enough. So, yeah. You're just calling out all these supplies, and the giant snake is cataloging them in their mind.
Nothing that jumps out at me can be used as a thieving tool?
No.
Alright.
The Yuan-Ti are pretty smart. They don't leave thieves' tools around for prisoners. They know what they're doing. Alright, so you spend your day just organizing a storeroom. And we'll get back to you with any developments.
Alright.
Torrin. You are taken to some sort of distillery. The air in here is moist and sticky. There's natural light spilling from cracks in the ceiling. There's mud coating the floor. There are stone workbenches laden with clay bottles, various shapes and sizes. You see toadstools, snake root, belladonna plant growing among the clutter, fed by water that's seeping from above. It's very greenhousey in here. Standing near the plants is this strange-looking doctor. Through his coat you can see scaly skin. He has a bronze syringe in his hand. And lurking in the shadows around him are these slouching humans that reek of decay. And he smiles at you and says,
Excellent. More fodder for my experiments. But we must make use of you first. Only when you are weak and useless will you become like them. While you are able-bodied, there is work to be done.
Good, I'd love to help.
Some fungi for me.
He points to the south door.
This way.
He pushes one of these zombies out of the way. And he takes a set of keys and unlocks the door. And then he unlocks your manacles, hands, wrists, and legs. So you're just completely free.
Thank you.
And he doesn't even escort you either. But when he opens the door, there are 3 brood guards here. And he says,
take the boat and gather some fungi from the slime caves.
Do you have some light, maybe?
He grabs a torch from the wall and he hands it to you. I'll give you a torch. You can move it around with your token.
Don't worry about your lack of dark vision. It will all be fixed
and he squirts his syringe a little bit.
In due time.
Alright, and surprisingly, there's just an underground river that opens before you. You see some stalactites hanging low over its surface. The sound of dripping water echoes in the dark, where there are some rowboats. The brood guard just grabs you and very forcefully just shoves you onto a rowboat. They quickly untether the rowboat, and they like push you off into water without saying anything. You've just got a couple of oars. You've been told to gather fungi apparently, but there's no escort and there's no real instruction either. So what do you do?
Well,
Torrin?
I will
You
look
see
around.
This, underground river, just a big cavernous system before you, opening up to your east.
Are there any fungi around here?
No, the walls are kind of slick with moss and moisture, but there's no mushrooms growing on the walls here at all.
Well, I'll row a bit further then.
The UNT chuckle as you row into the darkness.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Torrin just sings along. Alright, you have control of that boat token. You can like grab everything and move up, Torrin, to where you want to go, where you want to row. You're just holding
How do
up
I
this
grab
torch.
everything at once?
Just like click and then open up a box over everything. Click and then drag your left click over all three tokens, and then you can just move
got
them
it.
all. So you're holding up a torch. You're kind of paddling with one hand. It's very awkward, and there's not really a current here, so it's pretty easy to navigate. And
Good.
you continue on, and you're still not seeing any fungus. You do see an open tunnel to the east, and what you notice about this boat is there is actually like a cowbell hanging from a hook at the prow, and there is just an iron bar used for hitting the cowbell. Alright, so there is a tunnel here to your right.
I look in. Do I
You
see
look
any
in.
fungi?
The tunnel continues snaking around to your left, and you can see some little patches of moss and tiny little mushrooms growing on the ground.
I will take the rowboat and put it out of the water if I can, and then just go over to the mushrooms and grab them.
Okay.
I guess.
Head on down that tunnel, Torrin, and you'll start to see the passage widen into a cavern filled with fungi. And we'll get back to you with any developments that you might have as well, Torrin. You go a little bit further down, you'll see that cave.
Yep, found it.
Alright, Garrick. So, you're overwhelmed with the iron stench of blood. Along one wall, there is a row of gore-filled pools sinking into the floor. There are blood trails and bloody footprints running between the pools. And you see these other slaves here. Apparently you're not the only slaves. There's 4 of them. And they look like Choltons. They're manacled, they look very depraved. And they just carry some buckets and some like the buckets are filled with just this foamy red water, and they have these red stained cloth swabs in their hands. And then there are all these quite attractive UNT purebloods, completely naked, covered in blood, and you get to wash naked women for your slave duty. So what do
Not
you
very attractive.
what do you
Want
do?
to switch?
Well, not the first woman I see in my life, so.
As soon as you go up, she leaves, and then this giant, sweaty, 7 foot tall, blood and gore stained man comes and steps into your alcove, and drops all of his clothes and he stinks. He's got, he takes off his helmet, and like blood just comes out of his helmet, and he has snake features, but he's absolutely disgusting.
Well, I dumped the bucket over him to wash him off.
Alright, you start cleaning him up, and he just says,
I think I have some other gore stuck behind me.
and he turns around, and you just see, like, it looks like he literally just bathed in like a pool of viscera. And there's all this gunk just stuck to his back, and
did I see what was behind the door when he came out?
yeah, it's like a sauna kind of area. Some steam came out, and there are some other gladiators, and they seem to be like they look like Cholton gladiators, but they seem to be Yuan Ti. They have snake features, snake scales, and things like that. A forked tongue, but yeah, they kind of close the door to keep the steam in, and you just have to wash all the blood off these Yuan Ti. Like, you don't know what they were doing to get so much blood on them. They literally just are completely covered in it. Like they swimming around in some corpses or something like that. But you go through, and you actually have to wash a variety of different Yuan Ti, and they all have different configurations. Some of them have human bodies with snake heads. Some of them have human heads and bodies, and then snakes for arms. So their arms are literally like hitting snake heads. And then some of them have human head and upper body with a serpentine lower body instead of legs. And then some of them are the pure bloods that they just look like pretty much human females with some slight distinct snake features. They might have slanted eyes, forked tongues, a few patches of scales here and there. But you felt
trying
like
to see some weak points. Looking for weak points.
Alright, they don't really seem to have any weak points. I mean, they look more resilient than humans, but they mostly have the human configuration. So whatever you would think would be a weak point, they need to breathe. They maybe the nuts. Come in the nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of weak points, they're just they are what they are. And we'll get back to any developments that you've made as you wash off the gore from these Yuan Ti. They're constantly coming in and out and swapping as well, and they do actually put their weapons close by at the back of each alcove. While you're washing them, they put their weapons down in the little shower area. But we'll come back to developments as well. So, Nim, you're taken to this dank catacomb, and it looks like there are a bunch of Yuan Ti sleeping here. The walls are lined with alcoves, and they're actually Yuan Ti nests. You see Yuan Ti procreating and laying eggs. It's very disturbing to watch. And a female Yuan Ti pure blood. She says,
You there?
hello? Are you muted?
There we go, Discord. There we go. What?
Come. I need my nest clean.
And you see this, it's like a filthy looking snake nest. There's dung on the walls. There are all these leaves and palm fronds and some grass, and it's all very crude and disgusting.
Can you clean my nest for me? Be careful of my eggs.
And you see a big bunch of snake eggs in the alcove as well. She exits and she observes.
Not much to work with here. Okay, let's see. What can we do with this? Got any fresh plants or anything else we can line this with? Because all this is not working with the whole feel I feel of the room.
She looks around and just says,
Yes. This way. You can draw water.
Lovely.
She picks up a bucket and she directs you to a door in the east wall.
Lovely. Ooh, there we go.
You push open the door and it actually leads to an underground river. And there is like a flooded grotto here. You see this small island, and there are bones clinging to it, like a tide mark. The pillar itself on the little island, pillar of rock, it is stained with blood. And you're just given a bucket to draw some water, and you can splash the water over the nest or whatnot to clean it out without getting the eggs. But as you draw some water from this grotto nymph, there's something in the water. You see a bit of bubbling and some movement.
Lovely. We'll just get our water and then we'll bounce right back out.
Okay.
No rush, no quick movements, just do.
Alright, you quickly grab the water, and it sounds like there's something big in there, but you just you don't hang around. You grab the water and you head back and close the door behind you. It literally looked like there's like a little sacrificial island in the middle of the grotto. Someone could be tied to that pillar, and whatever's in the water would feed on them. Anyway, you have to again get several buckets of water, and each time you go out there, you don't meet whatever creature lies under the water, and you just splash the water along the nest and clean it out. Water kind of drains through the floor. So that's your duties. Alright, let's go around now, and we'll go around once more, and we'll see what everyone's developments are as their time during their slave duties. And you're put to work for a good 8 hours until you're basically tired and need to sleep. So, Orion, as you guys don't need any like real ability checks too much to do these duties. They're pretty easy stuff. That anyone could do. And Orion, as you're doing your work here in the dinosaur pen, you hear some of the Yuan-Ti talking amongst themselves, and Common seems to be their primary language. They seem to speak mostly Common, and you actually learn a piece of information. Apparently, Nath, the gate guard, is susceptible to bribery. You hear them just kind of say,
The prisoners. They have been quite unruly, I have heard. Perhaps we should keep a close eye on them, especially with Nath watching the gate. I heard that he allowed other prisoners to escape with promises of riches. I do not understand why he is still in charge of gate duty.
So you learn that Nath is susceptible to bribery during your time here as a slave, and then you're escorted back to your cell. Orion, did you want to do anything during your time? Yeah, anything else?
I would just like to try and empathize with the dinosaur at least a little bit. Just make him know that I'm not a threat to it.
Alright, you notice something about the dinosaur. with your animal handling. You've managed to handle it pretty good. You notice when the torches are changed, because they have to change the torches every hour. One of the UNT brings a torch quite close to the dinosaur, and it scares the Triceratops. You feel like it's scared of fire. And you actually notice a few burn scars on it as well.
Gotcha.
Alright, so when you're taken back, Orion, they are putting your manacles back on. Make another sleight of hand check to make it look like you're doing a bit of deception and a bit of a distraction. They don't notice that your manacles are broken. You do a bit of misdirection, and you're just escorted back through to your pit. So I just put you back in there. Your manacles back up and whatnot in the same fashion. Put in just a random hole. They don't even put you in the same one.
Okay.
Alright, Nathan. So you're there working with Azimath, and the snake's very talkative. As you're rearranging things, Azimath says,
So, what plans do they have for you?
So far, they just want us working as slaves, but they seem very interested in this death curse that I've said.
Death curse? What is this death curse you speak of?
I don't know. What do I know about the death curse? Like, where it comes from, or who did it?
Apparently, you'd know what the other party members know, that the death curse affects anyone who's ever been raised from the dead. So if you've been brought back from the dead, you slowly wither and die. Your body falls apart. It also prevents people from being raised from the dead. So if you die, you're not able to be brought back. It doesn't affect people that haven't been either brought back from the dead or who are dead. And the source of the death curse is somewhere here on Amu. And a guardian Naga, which is like a sage, also a hated enemy of the UNT. They believe that Razni, the UNT warlord, is responsible for the death curse because the prophecies line up to say as much. But this snake, which talks, by the way, it's also quite surprising that the snake talks, is completely unaware of this death curse.
Yeah, I'll disclose some of that information. I won't disclose that with Nago and all that stuff, but I'll be like, yeah, this death curse affects people come from the dead.
Oh.
But you have nothing to worry about. You're protected by your buddies here, right?
Oh yes, I have nothing to worry about. That is very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Yes. Why are you being all sinister about this? Or is that just your general demeanor?
That you are talking to a snake? You don't seem shocked in the least bit. That I can.
I mean, there's spells out there that I'm trained and knowing. Just say I got eyes and ears for information, and any information that hits my eyes or ears, I'm interested. And spells are mysterious.
Yes, it was indeed a spell that has awoken me, giving me the ability to converse in the common tongue. I am much more than just a dumb animal now. And I also have keen hearing. I have heard things and I have learned things.
Oh.
Have you met the nightmare speaker Fenthaza?
Noth told us he was going to take us to Fenthaza.
then you have been unruly. Only those who are unruly are taken to Fenthaza. Those who are good little slaves are taken to Razni. Let me tell you something about Razni. He is weak, and he is leading us to defeat and to extinction. Fenthaza shall be the new queen. Soon she will be. Perhaps she has use for you yet. Now, fold them damn clothes.
I'm not very good at that.
Alright, it's very
Just
awkward.
haphazard fucking folding clothes.
Alright, you do your 8 hours of slave duties, and you learn that Fenthaza is staging a coup. And then Slave Master Isar escorts you back to your cell. Did you want to do any... Actually, before that, did you want to do anything else before you go?
I wanted to... Is there any, like... explosives? I mean, not like... I know I'm trying to be, like, super, like, technical about this, but is there anything, like used for distractions in these crates? Because I want to try and swipe something.
Make an investigation check.
Alright.
I mean, there's everything that you'd find in an explorer's pack. There are rope, lanterns, blankets, cloth, bronze bars, and then all the
anything I can put together as like a smoke bomb or an explosive, like oil or something.
There's actually this incense that you find.
Incense.
Yeah, and there's like 10 blocks of it. And Azimuth says,
how many blocks of incense are in there?
You said there's 10 of them in there?
yeah. You're just
9.
pulling out one thing. You're like,
9. Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
You say like, Azimuth says, what's in there? And you say like, bolts of cloth. How many? And then you tell him, and he's like cataloging that in his mind. Alright, so he calls out incense, and you say 9. Make a deception check.
Alright. Perfect. My favorite. I was gonna try to sleight of hand it, but
immediately the snake starts slithering over.
9?
Like there's something wrong.
yeah, I just count out one.
You try to
steal
one?
count out. yeah.
Alright, you can make a sleight of hand check at disadvantage. And Azimuth sees you and immediately starts to wrap their tail around you. What do? Do you resist? Do you fight back, or?
No, I have the information I need. I don't need to do anything more.
Alright,
I'll just...
They start to wrap their tail around you and crush you. You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And Azimuth
That's a bit unnecessary.
starts squeezing.
How dare you attempt to steal the temple incense?
It's in my room. It's stinky in there, man.
They start to crush you a little bit more.
Do you have any idea what that is?
Good smells. That's about it.
You listen to me now. You do as I say. You take the incense, and you work for Fenthaza now. You use it to create a distraction. When it is lit, it creates a hazy cloud. Anyone who breathes it will fall asleep.
Saying that I could use it against Razni.
You use it where necessary, but know this. We have eyes and ears everywhere in the temple. Fenthaza will be the new queen, and you will do exactly as she says, when she says to do her bidding. Is that understood?
Very well. I'll work for Fenthaza as long as we can go get out peacefully.
The snake doesn't respond or give you any assurances, but they do allow you to take 1 block of this mesmerizing incense. So, it creates a hazy cloud that fills a 20-foot diameter sphere and moves with the block. Any creature that starts its turn in it or breathes the air must make a Constitution saving throw or fall into a dreamlike stupor laced with nightmarish visions. Though it remains awake, the creature is poisoned. Even UNT are vulnerable to the effect. It lasts for 1 hour after a creature leaves the cloud, or until it receives a lesser restoration spell similar to magic. Of course, you do need to light it as well. There are torches and walls everywhere in this lair.
Tinder boxes in here.
So,
Ozzy.
There is a tinder box, and Ozzy Mouse will allow you to take one too.
Alright.
But basically, forces you, kind of takes away your choice there of not working for Fenthaza. Just is basically forcing you to work to Fenthaza. So going against her probably would not prove good for you. Wouldn't be a good outcome. You get the feeling. Anyway, then Azimas has the slave master Asar escort you back to your cell at the end of the day. So you get that 1 block of incense and a tinder box, and you're thrown into a random hole. All right, we're gonna go over to Garrick now. Alright, Garrick, so you spend the day just washing off these UNT, and there's like 50 of them that come and go. You feel like you've washed every single damn UNT in this place. And there are a couple of opportunities for you. You notice that the UNT have scimitar, mostly. They wear these curved blades by their belt, and they're always placing them down next to when they're washing. You could try to take one, but you know, they only have one each, and you'd have to be quite distracting to actually take one, conceal it, and then make sure they don't realize that it's gone.
Sorry, I had the mic off. Can I try to stop one over to the next, push one over to the next washing bin or shower place or whatever you call it?
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Just to see what reaction it gets when it's not there and it's on the next door.
So you do that in a way that's obvious?
No, not obvious, but just see what the reaction is if they don't find it.
You are manacled, so you can make a sleight of hand check. You are at disadvantage on ability checks while you're restrained in this fashion.
So it's pretty hard.
It's going to be, yeah, you're thinking that's going to be very difficult. There's a lot of eyes on you as well.
Is there any time of the day where I'm not washing anybody, where I'm just standing around?
They don't give you a break. It's just constant. Scrubs. Like,
so
you scrub like 50 people.
Do I have a moment where I can whisper something without them seeing it?
Yeah, you could. There are all these other slaves working with you as well. You could whisper something to another slave. Or...
No, not whispering to another slave. Whispering to the rest of the team with message.
Yeah, you feel like there's when they swap out someone, there's a brief moment where you have a brief moment in between.
Well, then I try to get a lay of the land, what everybody else is doing, and inform everybody else what everybody else is doing.
Alright, message.
And maybe
just I'm not sure if that's going to work. Throw up the spell description, because it does not go through 1 foot of stone. So straight away, that the only place it's going to go is this way to the north. And
but I know that it can go along 100 feet of distance.
It can.
Yeah, it's 120 feet range, but you have to point at the target.
You have to point at the target?
Yeah.
And don't you need material components too?
Oh yes, it is a material.
Okay.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to cast that spell.
No, not without my shield.
That's not the only interesting thing that happens, though, Garrick. That was just an opportunity presented to you.
Yeah, well, don't take it.
There's a lot of conversation going on between the Yuan Ti as they're showering. You learn that the Nightmare Speaker, Fane, she has had a prophetic dream about this black opal crown, a treasure which the Yuan Ti believe has the power to usher forth Dendar, the Night Serpent. It's just a bit of interesting information.
Wow. Do they say anything about the dream? Anything that resembles?
Yeah, they describe it. They describe it to sound like it's very similar to those prophecies that you saw on the reliefs on the walls, with this giant snake escaping the underworld and devouring the moon. And you did see this this snake, like Razni, the king of Yuan Ti, with this black opal crown on his head. So it sounds like he wants to wear this black opal crown and unleash Dendar into the world. But apparently Fanthaza's actually had a dream about this happening.
But I had the dream about the crown, about the location of the crown, wasn't it?
The crown itself is supposedly somewhere in Omu, like a lost treasure.
But didn't I get the sanding? Wasn't that why I was in the jungle?
So the black opal crown, is that your hook?
Obsidian crown.
Yes, it was. That was the item from your dream.
I don't remember the dream. Bad me. It was over something glowing red, wasn't it? Well, I noted down. I don't do anything with the information yet.
Okay. Alright, and that's about the only interesting thing that happens. You do a full day of work, and then you're going to be escorted back to your cell. Did you want to do anything else before then?
Is there, right before we leave, is there any possibility to swipe a sword, or does it still look?
You could attempt to. It's going to be difficult. Disadvantage on your sleight of hand check, and a lot of creatures watching.
No. I think I take the first day with rest. Hope that we get some rest.
Okay.
And see for the next day.
All right, you're taken back to your cell, and you're just dumped in a random hole. All right. Next we have Torrin. So, Torrin, you've did you want to go into that fungus cavern?
Oh yeah, I did. I came back too. I'm not sure how much fungi I will pick, and if I will fill up the boat once or more often.
All right, let's.
I would like to, when I go back at a certain point, walk around a bit, like not sure which way to go, and then go the other way to see what's on the other side of the river.
This is all happening simultaneously, so we're right where we left you off. You've just entered through this tunnel now. You haven't gone into the cave yet.
Okay.
So you've just stepped off the boat, and you see a long tunnel up ahead. And you move forward. As soon as you step forward, this acidic slime, it just drops down onto you. Make a dexterity saving throw, Torrin. Alright, you jump out of the way, and this green blob just splats onto the ground. You notice it just as it's about to fling off, and you avoid it. It's quite acidic looking. It kind of hisses and sizzles, and it just kind of stays there in a big blob right in this space where you're standing right here. But it doesn't move.
I want to look up
there.
where it came from.
It seems to come from the ceiling. and now it's on the ground. And
it's in the way, right?
Yeah, it looks like it literally jumped onto you, and it doesn't seem to move, but when you came close to it, it almost just kind of sprung forth at you.
I move back, like towards the mushrooms.
Okay, you back up and you turn around and you like bump into a skeleton. You fling around with your torch, and you see this cavern filled with fungi. There are toadstools, puffballs, other tuberous growths covering the walls and floor. Against the far wall, where you've bumped into now, is this malformed skeleton lying buried under a patch of buttery mold, and there is a brass key hanging around its neck.
I want to take the key.
Alright, when you take the key, suddenly there's a puff of yellow gas, or like spores, that washes over you, gets in your eyes, your nose, your ears, and it starts to burn. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Happy cave.
Alright, you resist. When it does hit you, you start to feel your lungs burn, your nostrils burn, and your eyes sting. But you actually manage to resist it, and you grab that brass key.
Yeah, I want to.
It looks like a door key.
I'll just keep it somewhere safe, and I think I first want to find some of these mushrooms, but be very careful not to disturb them in a way that they will get this puff of smoke again. So yeah, I would just like to check on these mushrooms to see what they do, or what if I would pick them, they would do the same thing that happened when I took the key.
Make a nature check. Oh, you've got no idea what any of this fungus is. You're unable to identify any of it. But the spores that washed over you were a distinct yellow color, and it's kind of when it hit your torch, when the spores hit your torch, they kind of dispersed on the fire. You did notice that, but yeah, you've got no idea what any of these funguses are, and you've been told to collect some.
I will find a bit of fungi that are not near any others, and take my torch and try to burn them and see what happens.
All right, they're pretty flammable, and you just burn down a patch of fungus.
Is there anything left after that?
There's the walls are completely covered with it. There are shelf fungus jutting out of the walls. There are little cup mushrooms sprouting up out of the ground. There's all these nodules of mushrooms bursting out of the ceiling, like hundreds of tiny little eyeballs. There's plenty of fungus here.
Right, but when I burned a part of it, they were completely gone. The part that I burned, I mean.
Yeah, if you held the torch there, they're pretty flammable. They burn. I guess they just get cooked more than anything.
So can I take any leftovers, like cooked fungi, or is there nothing left?
Yeah, you can. There's plenty. There's tons. You can scoop some up.
Okay, I will scoop some up.
You haven't been given any tools either, as well. So you're just like picking the mushrooms, just picking them up out of the ground, and just jamming some off the walls, and you don't get ejected with any more of these yellow spores. They don't seem to be on the skeleton and the key. And you've collected up a big bundle of them now. You haven't been given really any instructions as to how many that you've been given or anything like that. How many you're to get. So you've got them now, and there's an obstacle. That green patch of slime
Right.
covers the floor on the way out now.
I want to point my torch at that, and try to see if it burns too.
It actually does. It completely destroys it. You push the torch onto the green slime and it just melts away. You clear the path out.
I want to look up again and see if there's any more up there.
No, it was just a single patch that covered about a 5-foot area.
Right. I'm happy I asked for the torch.
Yeah.
So I'm taking some
definitely
fungi
makes
with
things
me.
a bit easier.
Yeah, I'll take the fungi to the boat and maybe get some more. Just put the fungi in the boat, and then when I think I have enough, I have no clue how much, but
Yeah, you've got tons now. You've
Small
filled the
boat.
boat up,
yeah.
and yeah, you've been working all day now. Did you want to row back?
Yeah, I want to. First of all, I would like to make sure that at the end of the day I will take a leak, and
Good idea.
and then I want to go into the boat and just make it look like I just genuinely don't remember which way to go, and then go the wrong way.
Okay.
For a bit.
Alright, you can move up where you want to go. Alright, as you're rowing up here, Torrin, you see a little island with some bones kind of scattered around a pillar in the middle of the island, and then a landing off to your left. And you actually see Nim collecting buckets of water.
Hey, Nim.
I wouldn't go too far. There's something in the water over there.
Oh. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm busy cleaning. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Alright, as you get out a bit closer, you see the water start to kind of bubble a little bit, and you can almost hear like a murmur of something big under the surface of the water.
I turn back. I think I've seen enough. Yeah, definitely seen enough.
Okay. Alright, you head back, Torrin, and you go and give the fungus to Zopal, the doctor. He doesn't like inject you with a syringe or anything like that. And make a perception check, Torrin, while you're at it. And then you can they'll take the torch off you and throw you back in your slave pen. Alright, you notice that this door is locked, and the brass key that you have is identical to the one that Zopal uses to unlock this door. So you know what the key does now. It unlocks this door. You also notice that there is a tunnel leading off to the south when you dock the boat, and you feel like that tunnel may be a possible second entry or exit out of this place.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Alright, you're slapped back with manacles on, and you'll head back to your slave pen. Dropped off in a random pit. You're gonna go in with Orion this time.
Orion is absolutely covered in shit and is trying to clean himself off.
Oh, Torrin. Oh.
It doesn't smell good, man. You are a solid foot away from me.
Hi.
You notice that the 3-foot liquid is kind of a lot thicker this time around when you're dropped in Orion's pit.
Poop shoot buddies.
And it's herbivore crap too, so that stuff smells.
So when this mushroom stuff like puffed smoke, and it got into my nose. Maybe I just lost some sense of smell.
You enhance your senses. Everything is intensified.
Great.
Just
my
by 5-fold.
Okay.
Alright, it's gross down there.
Right. Well, I'll tell him what I saw with the river and the mushrooms, and that I have this key to a door that might lead to our freedom.
We'll get to that in a moment. Meanwhile, Nim, we've still got to see what Nim's doing today. But then you guys will have time to share what you found and whatnot. Millhouse is also taken off to do some duties as well. Alright, Nim. So, you're just asked to clean these UNT nests. You're constantly taking buckets of water, and whatever's big down there, it doesn't show itself and doesn't gobble you up or anything like that. And is there anything particular you want to do? You just see all these UNT just procreating right in front of you and laying eggs in these little... It's gross. Laying snake eggs everywhere.
I'm just being pleasant. It's part of nature. You gotta have babies somehow, so I'm just being pleasant, just cleaning as I go. If they move out of the way, then I'm carefully going around each egg and trying to tidy up around it, cleaning all the walls and the floors. Just being pleasant.
Alright, they seem to enjoy your presence, and they're not particularly spiteful or dangerous towards you or aggressive in any way, Nim. You actually overhear something. It's like a phrase. You're not sure what the significance is, but it's white feather, black mask. You hear him with one of them whisper to the other one. White feather, black mask. White feather, black mask.
Black mask.
Gotcha.
Other than that, you just you clean out these pens all day, and you just you be pleasant, and then eventually you're taken back from your day's work, and you're dumped in a random slave pen. You're gonna be dunked in with Nathan there. All right. You guys have all finished the day's work now, and you guys are all exhausted. Like, you need to sleep. But it's a little bit difficult to sleep because you're in 3 feet of water. If you try to lay down, then you're going to drown, basically. So they don't even dim the lights or anything like that either. You guys are all finished the day's work and you've learnt things, so I'm sure you're sharing information with each other, but also you guys need to rest at the same time, so everyone can take a long rest.
Hallelujah.
Because you can't sleep properly, you're basically sleeping standing up, slouched in 3 feet of water. You don't gain back any hit dice. You gain back 0 hit dice. It's just not the best sleep.
Do we regain our hit points?
Yeah, you get everything else, just no hit dice. So just keep in mind that what your hit dice are, and that you're not going to get any back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I finally use my shape changing to grow gills? I'll put it in chat, instead of my climbing speed. And if I did that, could I regain hit dice because I'd just be laying down in the water?
Is it, I don't know, is it like a thing that always happens, or is it for a certain amount of time?
On a short rest, I can change it.
Yeah, in that case, you can just leap onto in the... I wouldn't call it water, but yeah.
Sloth.
Alright. No
sludge.
So yeah, you can get back your regular 3 hit dice. And also, because everyone's in these filthy conditions, you're all going to need to make a Constitution save for disease.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I'll make one for Millhouse.
Can I mean, when we are with two in a pit, can we like help each other sleep against us or something like that?
Yeah, Orion. You could use Orion as a bed if you want. If he doesn't.
Yeah,
want.
well, we can hold each other up some way or another.
Oops.
For the other
Don't
two.
put that bless on there.
Alright, you can get somewhat of a better sleep, Torrin, and you'll get back a quarter of your hit die, so you'll get back 2. You can use Orion as a bit of a couch. Right.
Oh, that's great.
No one no one contracts syphilis, luckily. So
God.
pink eye or sewer rot or anything like that. So yeah, you guys wake up a time later and you had a shit sleep. But you know, during the night maybe, or I imagine this would probably happen before you sleep. You may want to share some information about what you've got and perhaps anything going forward, any plans. So have a think about that. But let's take a 10-minute break, and when we get back, we'll discuss what you guys learned during your time as slaves and what your next course of action is. So,
Do you mind if we strategize during the break?
oh yeah, sure, go for it. I'll see you guys back in 10 minutes.
Yep.
So Nim, I have a plan.
Okay.
Looking over level 1 spells for druids, there's a lovely couple of spells called Animal Friendship and Beast Bond and Speak with Animals. I am fairly certain that a dinosaur is considered a beast.
Yes.
So if we cast Animal Friendship on it, on the Triceratops, it would be friendly or charmed for 24 hours. And then if we cast Beast Bond, it might actually like go to war with us. Yeah.
Let's hope.
The problem is I don't think we have like a material focus. Do you think we can
We can
make
find
one?
a morsel of food.
They have to feed us eventually, right?
Yeah.
Actually.
So maybe
That one's for animal
Unless,
friendship.
of
Beast
course,
bond, it's fur wrapped in cloth.
Unless they just don't really care of us getting worse and then just use us for something else not strong enough anymore.
Did you have an
Oh
epiphany?
no, I
then?
don't. Well, I have to have a sprig of mistletoe, so never mind on that. I'm gonna say good berry, there's food, but you gotta have a sprig of mistletoe. Mistletoe!
I also think our best chance is bribing somebody. Who was it? Nath? Do we know who Nath is?
It was the guy who interrogated the first time. He was he was next to the front gate. Because I also have information that we could also help them stage a coup, get in their good favors.
I mean, these are want-T, right? Like, what are the chances that they're going to be like, oh yeah, thanks for helping us do that coup. You may leave now. Right?
Yeah.
What if we go the other way? What if we say, hey Razmi, there's a coup coming and here are the people who are thinking
Yeah,
about it?
I think that might be better. Also, I have a key to one of the doors that leads to the underground river.
I also got some incense. That'll knock your ass out.
This boy got polymorph.
Yeah, and you know where we can find more incense, so we could make like a dead zone where we could kill them.
I need
Can
a
you-
cocoon for that.
Nim, can you cast? Can anybody cast right now?
Depending on which spells I pick,
Cantrips.
some of these I don't need a material component for.
That's true.
Right. If there's no material component needed, then I don't need my holy symbol, or do I always? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure to cast you need a focus, right?
I thought it was
Yeah,
anything with
Material components that don't get consumed, you can use a focus for. Unless it's a gold valued.
Oh, so for example, animal friendship needs a morsel of food, but it doesn't say that it's consumed upon casting. So you could
So
either
you could
cast
use
with
a
a morsel of
focus
food or a focus.
Or a morsel of food. Yep.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah,
Do
but
we
we don't
have a
have
focus?
any focus, or in my
Or
case, a
food.
holy symbol. So probably I cannot cast any spells.
Can we just find you a stick and use that?
Is it a holy stick?
Maybe you could use the poo of.
I can
the
choose some holes
dinosaur.
in it.
Well, I can Misty Step.
I can
That's
ice
just
knife.
verbal.
That just gets you out of the pit too. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like our best chance is. The problem is when we're out of the pit, we're all separated. But I don't want to like start from. I don't want to start our jailbreak from the pit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I can at least heal and do lesser restoration without having to worry about any materials needed.
Or I
Thank
can do
God.
Shadow Blades.
And no protect from poison as well. Can do that too.
Do we know where our stuff is?
Yeah, that
No.
was the second thing I wanted to.
Nope.
I think it's behind the door I was looking in, but I don't know.
So just gathering up all the resources that we as a party have at the moment. We have a key and
Yeah.
a dagger and a block of incense.
And a tinderbox. And a tinderbox.
We have tinderbox.
And
my
I-
axe.
I have Shadow Blades. Cantrip, Firebolt, Shocking Grasp, Chill Touch, and Misty Steps.
I have to slowly go through all my spells. It's a joy.
Can't bless. I can do heroism.
There was a door when we went down that giant hallway with the two or the pillars on each side of us.
Well, the
Right-
with the
right.
basilisks.
Right after that room.
Uh-huh.
We went south past the pillar. There's a room to the left on the map.
Cure wounds works. Oh, sorry.
And who was it that tripped and fell and tried to look underneath that door? Is that Orion?
No.
No, Derek.
Alright, not Orion. He's up there. So that was Derek.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Which-
I
Didn't
don't
see
know.
anything.
Yeah, it saw some bones.
Bones?
Maybe don't
Yeah,
go in there.
bones. From a snake.
Snakes don't have bones. Silly.
Big snakes do.
Really?
All snakes have bones.
In D&D, yes. And small snakes in the real world have bones.
I
Yeah.
guess that's true.
But I think I don't know. I can get a weapon, but then I have to fight right afterwards.
Okay.
If we are put at the same place.
Hmm.
They always put the weapon down while they go take a shower.
Figure out where our stuff is being held at.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be either the room with the incense we went by, or the room where the snake bones are.
I was with the incense. I didn't see anything of the sort.
I think
The
our
room with
goal.
incense. It was one of the first doors we went by.
I could conjure minor elementals.
A bunch of methods, or not methods, but what's a minor elemental?
No.
Here's what I'm
Some
thinking.
options.
Some fire dogs or something like that.
I think that our first, obviously, we need to escape, but if we can like kick off like a this coup they're talking about.
Because I don't think we can fight ourselves out here without help.
No, God,
That's
no.
a perfect distraction.
Yeah, that's perfect. I don't think we stick around and like finish the fight for them. And if we have an opportunity to betray this coup to Razni, we take it. But as soon as this coup starts, like we like pretend and continue with the coup until we have an opportunity to get the fuck out. And as soon as we do, we run.
Razni was the one that started the whole shit.
Well, started what shit?
With the death curse, wasn't he?
No. Well, so when we went to the Naga a long time ago, the Naga was like, "Hey, I'll tell you where Omu is if you kill Razni for me." And we're like, "Yep, totally, we'll do that." And she gave us like some super magical stuff to help us live. And then, so we're supposed to kill Razni. The problem is like the death curse is still happening, and Tinder's gonna die soon. So Orion at least thinks that we should like dip out and go solve the death curse, and then after that's all done, we'll be like, we'll come back to Razni and kill him. He's just a loose end we got to tie up. But the death curse is kind of more important. Clock's ticking still.
Yeah, but I still think Razni, if he started the whole death curse, he's gonna have one of the tablets.
He might have. I mean,
He was the paladin. Wasn't he the fallen paladin that started the whole shit?
No, I mean he has a lot of undead. I don't think he started. He might be involved, but Asarak the Lich was the one who started the death curse, or at least that's what we think.
I thought he had this orb. Razni had this orb and was protecting it.
We don't really know. All we know is that Razni has a lot of sway with the undead, and we know that Asarak has something to do with the death curse.
How's everyone doing?
Oh,
Stressed
Got
out,
our
man.
information.
Can't you give us the key password so that everybody thinks we are some big leaders and let us go?
Didn't quite get that. The command word that makes all Yuan-Ti bow before you.
Yep.
Nothing like that, unfortunately. Millhouse has got something interesting though. He says that he's found a map. He said that
lovely.
I don't want to roleplay his character, but I'll just relay what he says he had to do. And he said he had to feed dead people to a dragon.
To a dragon?
He said he had to drag these dead prisoners, which there were quite a few, ones that had just died from exhaustion. He had to drag them through the Fane and drop them into this underground river. And then this dragon head came up and just chomped him up. And as he'd dragged away the prisoners, one of them had on one side this kind of tucked behind them this folded up piece of parchment, and he believes that it's actually a map of this temple.
Oh.
What color was the head?
He said his
of
arm.
the dragon?
He said his arm is very tired from holding the piece of parchment above the water for 8 hours straight. He said it was a kind of greenish in color, but it had a very, very long neck, and it's not a dragon, not your typical dragon, a reptilian horror.
Millhouse was with us when we were on the boat, correct? When we crashed the boat from the pirates.
Yeah.
And we were capsized from that by an undead dragon turtle. Did it look undead? Did it look similar to that?
Oh no. He says it's not a dragon turtle. It's a hydra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so maybe we don't escape through the river.
Okay, so
Maybe not.
as you guys are in these wells and tunnels, I presume maybe before you go to sleep or when you wake up the next day, that you share some information.
I tell them, the group, that I can get a weapon, but the weapon. It's gonna be closely guarded and probably gonna ensue a fight.
Well, don't do it unless there's a fight we know is coming, yeah?
Hmm.
Next time somebody sees Nath, offer him, like, a bunch of gold or something. I'm pretty sure that guy can be bribed pretty well. He let some other people escape. Promise him if he gives us help in the puzzle cubes, we can get him some treasure from the Temple of the Nine Gods.
Maybe he knows where our stuff is.
If he can be bribed, we should talk to him. Are we all on the same page?
Do we know what he looks like?
Yep.
Never pass him. We never pass the front gate.
Yeah.
Did we get any food, Sebastian?
Nope, you were not fed.
Not.
And just so I understand spellcasting, if it has do we need like a material focus to cast at all?
If a
Or
spell
is it
has a
just
material
cast-
component, then you need either a spellcasting focus or the material,
Gotcha.
like a component pouch or the actual
Okay.
component itself. If it
Got
has
it.
a material component.
And a holy symbol is a spellcasting focus, right?
For divine magic, yes, it's a holy symbol. For
Right.
arcane casters, it's generally a rod, an orb, a book, or something. And then, if you're a ranger, use a component pouch, and if you're a bard, use an instrument, typically.
Right.
You need some sort of item that you can handle to focus your magic.
Alright, so the plan is we go with the coup for as long as possible. If we have an opportunity to utterly betray them to Resni, we go with that. And the first chance we get, when everybody seems distracted, we head for the nearest exit and try not to piss off any Hydras. If we bribe...
Can't we
Nath?
start the coup?
Well, we need to talk to... what's her face? The person in charge of it. Who knows the name of the person in the coup?
Penthrazi
That
and
one.
Rosny.
Well, Rosny is in
This is
charge.
the
Nightmare lady.
current person in charge. Penthrazi is the one that's scary.
Yeah, if we can kick off the coup, we can use that as a distraction to escape. We can use the incense as a distraction. Hopefully we can use the dinosaurs as a distraction too.
Well, I maybe have information for the nightmare priestess.
What is it?
She dreamt about the same dream I've ever had.
We can probably use that. Maybe we say...
Yeah, I was thinking like I have information, and then I say, Rasni already knows about this, and if you want to stop him, you have to start your coup now. Something like that, not exactly like that. But...
Yeah. And our last resort, or maybe first, is what we get when we get back up to our prison room. I'd love to know what this teleporting thing is. I mean, I know we already gave it our best shot, but maybe we can learn anything more about it.
If I get a bit closer, but I got
Suddenly,
Gosh.
the next morning, you're all winched up by a UNT pure blood, female human version of the UNT. And the pure blood says,
It is time for your audience with Ventaza. Follow me.
she takes you through this gate.
We're still in the hole.
No, they let us up.
She winches you up. I didn't say that.
Do I have a second to check out the circle again?
Yeah. You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, bad.
You take a quick look at it the next day, but it's hard to think. You're in a pretty bad way, and you don't learn any more information about it. You're taken this way. You're being watched constantly by the brood guards and her. And as you're taken through, Millhouse is just left in the cell. And she pushes this door open, the one where you'd smelt that incense coming from.
This way.
And she directs you into this room. When everyone's in there, they close the door.
Question, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Old person is one straight piece of iron. Can I use something of my chain or something like that to use as a material?
Yeah, you could use the manacle. It's a piece of iron, straight piece of iron. It's I mean, it's kind of bent, but it'll do. Alright, you're taken into this quite aromatic room. It's actually kind of nice smelling in here. So, 15-foot square room.
Definitely after this night.
Yeah. You're not even cleaned or anything, and this haze of incense lingers. You see faded murals decorating the walls. There are throw rugs and cushions lying scattered on the floor. You see an engraved chest resting in one corner next to a stone urn covered with snake carving. And then a creature with the head and upper body of a dark-skinned woman and the lower body of a serpent coiled in the middle of the room. She smiles and greets you all.
So
First
these
of all,
are the
it's-
unruly slaves, she says.
There's no light in this room, right? Or is it just me?
There is no light in this room.
Okay, then I don't see anything, right? Sorry for interrupting.
They don't give you the luxury of light, unfortunately. She seems to be able to see just without any sort of light source. Doesn't have enough consideration to notice that you're not seeing anything. You're basically put in a pitch black room. So let me re-describe it for you, Torrin. You see black, and only black around you. Alright, so
Right.
you can hear her voice, you can smell the incense, and you can smell Orion next to you. You don't need any ability check to smell Orion.
I know that smell. By heart.
So she says,
So you are the unruly slaves.
the ones who have been
Kicking up quite a racket, though I heard you did your tasks without protest yesterday. I am Fenthaza. I am the nightmare speaker of this Fane. You have been brought before me because of your unruliness yesterday. During your time in the pit. What will I do with you? Speak.
Well, you could set us free. That'd be helpful.
I could do that, although I would be seen weak in the eyes of those who I vie for their worship. So I don't think I will be doing that. Perhaps instead I can slit your throat and drain your blood, so I will be elevated in their eyes, as they see that I am willing to sacrifice a lowly slave. It is your blood that is meaningful to me.
We happen to know that perhaps the blood of slaves is not the only thing that's meaningful to you, yeah? Maybe you're searching for other things.
I am listening.
Garrick, you know about the thing?
Well, I promised Razia I wouldn't tell anyone.
Don't worry. Your secrets will never escape this Fane.
We know where your crown is.
Well, we don't, but
Yeah, we do.
us
Shut up.
need to.
Her expression turns from a smile to a grim look.
What do you know of my black opal crown?
I describe it.
You have had the dream as well. I am confused as to what this means, and I am weary. The black opal crown is hidden in the tomb of the 9 gods. The tomb that Razni wishes to guard. None shall enter. He is a fool. He is weak. He clings on to his humanity, and that is his weakness. I'd like nothing more than to claim that crown. But that is not for your affairs. I am interested into some mad ramblings that you have spoken of. Nath has told me that you speak of a death curse repeatedly, and I am very interested in to hear what you have to say about this death curse. What is it? Describe it to me. Perhaps you'll live another day.
So magic is complicated, and I don't super get most of it, but it's like a disease that is magical, that's slowly killing people and not allowing resurrection.
Slowly killing people? What do you mean, slowly killing people?
Well, it's only
We
the ones that have
slowly
been
kill
resurrected.
people. Wait, what did you just say?
It's only the one that
No, it's not.
ones
It's everybody.
that were
All kinds
already-
of people are dying.
She slithers up to you, Orion, quite close, and she looks you dead in the eye. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Darn. Resilient feet, don't fail me now.
Oh!
You
It
will
failed me.
be quiet. You'll speak only when spoken to, and when I ask you a question, you'll tell me the truth in the most direct manner possible.
And she casts suggestion on you.
As you wish.
Now, what were you saying? She slithers over towards Torrin, interested.
Well, it's just the people that have been dead before and were resurrected. They start to die.
How do you know this?
Well, they do, and others don't. I mean, I'm not dying.
Where has this happened? Where are you from? You are from the mainland?
Yes.
And this has affected people on your Sword Coast?
Yeah. That's why we're here.
Wait, why are you here? You're here to try and fix this death curse, are you? You think it is originating here no more? That is why you have risked your lives and fallen into our capture?
Well, there won't be any other good reason, would there?
I believe you. In fact, the words that come out of your mouth are starting to make a lot of sense. More than what I would have hoped.
And all of a sudden, she just starts cackling like she's come to some sort of great revelation. This is too good. Who would have thought that fools hailing from the Sword Coast would prove so useful to me?
Well, maybe we can help you out some more. I mean, the opal crown thingy, that was in where did you say it was? Because I think we're looking to get in there anyway. So maybe you can help us out.
It is in the Tomb of the Nine Gods. It is a tomb
Yes, exactly.
that Razni has been convinced to guard for no particular reason other than he is a coward and scared. To gain access to the Tomb of the Nine Gods, there are 9 keys that are required. There is where the black opal crown lies, a treasure that I must have.
Well, we have been looking around for some keys, but we don't have all of them yet. But if you help us, maybe we can work together.
Your keys are now in possession of Razni. Your keys plus the one that he has already claimed for himself.
So can we get to them?
We are skating on thin ice here. We are playing a dangerous game. Let's just say I could get you to Razni. What then? Would you challenge him?
Well, we need to get the key, so I think we kind of have to. But maybe if we work together, we have a bigger chance.
Let's just be theoretical here. Let's
Sure.
pretend that I are to release you from your restraints and tell you where your gear is so you may equip yourself. Then have you organized or an audience with Razni. You overthrow him, and I allow you to keep any puzzle cubes in his custody. How would I know that? I have an insurance that you would recover me the black opal crown. How do I know that you wouldn't simply flee? Run for your lives with your
Well, you
super
could come in
immersive
with us.
tails between your legs.
You can come in with us, and then we can do it together.
Work with impure creatures such as you? I am trying to garnish myself with the respect of my people. I cannot show weakness in humanity by working with you all. No. It will be simple. I'll do as I said, and you will kill Razni. And then you'll go to the Tomb of the Nine Gods. And any attempt to do otherwise will be met with lethality. We have spies all around the moon. Every snake, every tree, every leaf. We have spies. If you attempt anything other, then directly retrieve the black opal crown for me and return it to me, well, you would have outlived your usefulness, and you must be eliminated. I have ways of hunting you down. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Oh God.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Oh,
I was just
waiting
about to
for
make that joke.
me and fucking Seb were talking about it the other day about me observing my surroundings. I was like, yeah, you know that movie Taken? Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
So, are we
Well,
in agreement here?
So pretty
Sounds
much
like a
she
good
wants
deal,
us to work
guys.
with her.
Oh,
So
for
she's
her.
denying the fact that she doesn't want to work with us, but working with us at the same time. Just saying.
We're still technically saves. slaves then.
Can I?
But she's
do
still
a-
working with
Well,
us.
It's just it still helps us, right?
Helps us, yeah.
I say we do it.
Can I
we
get
can
an
just-
insight check on her? I don't know, trustworthiness or intentions at least.
She gives you her social security number.
Ooh.
You feel like she's being very sincere with what she's saying. If you don't have a use for her, then there's no use keeping you alive. You feel like she's being very serious on that threat.
She's got a lot of strong allies in this place.
Can I do a inside check on how much she really wants the Opal Crown?
Sure.
I'm with that one.
We're killing it.
Yep.
From what you've gathered, this Black Opal Crown is an item of prophecy for these Yuan-Ti, and you think they'll stop at nothing to get their hands on it. From their prophecy, it's a key item to bringing Dendar the Night Serpent into this world, devouring the sun and plunging the world into a never-ending darkness.
So
Great.
that's
Well, as long as we're going to get that for her, I think we're fine.
And we'll just get stronger on the way there, so...
Yeah, but we still have to take her out in the end. Can't let her near that.
Did you say that out loud?
No way.
Does she seem frail in any way?
No, she looks strong.
I guess I can't really see her anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, then yeah.
Or does she seem, in her voice, does she seem worried about Rosny? Like,
Make an insight check.
nice.
You know Rosny best. You gonna help us with the takedown?
You can kind of glean that obviously she would have moved against Rosny already if she had the means to do so. Obviously, she needs you guys to take him out and make it like basically feel like, you know, it's going to make it look like that he's incapable of keeping some prisoners or something like that. It's going to earn her some stature within the Fane, from what you're gathering loosely.
The creature in the water, is it controlled by Rosny?
The Hydra? That's his little
Yeah.
pet. Don't worry about that. I'll get you an audience with him, and then you are to overthrow him. The Yuan-Ti
Sounds good.
in the bloodletting chamber and the oracle nearby are all faithful to me. They will give you no harm. They will not bother you at all. But I cannot say the same for Rosny's other guards. You may be met with resistance and hostility. Now, she claps her hands and now he says they are to organize the armory today. She winks at you guys. Take them to the armory so they may do a stock take and explain some of the items of equipment that they have. They have magic items that we weren't able to identify. I need them identified. Nath nods. This way!
Seb, I have a request of her, but I'm charmed into not talking. Can I make a request, or is that just I can't talk?
You can only talk. You're suggested, so you can only talk when spoken to.
Okay. Great.
One of the disadvantages of being hit with a suggestion spell.
Does Orion seem like he wants to talk, but he can't?
No, he doesn't seem like he wants to talk because he suggested
Okay.
not to talk until. He seems like he wants to only talk when he's spoken to. Yeah, he's completely compelled by the suggestion spell. It changes how he would usually behave. Alright, Nathar says, this way! and takes you out through this corridor.
Finally, some light.
Alright, when you leave Orion
What did she look like?
and the doors closed, your suggestions worn off.
Lovely.
The woman.
This way.
Think of her as a Cleopatra.
Okay.
Oh, Triceratops and your giant dung ball.
I missed it already.
I don't.
Oh, this is an armory.
It was down.
Fancy.
Wait, back! Back! Now says, and he directs you guys over here. As he stands next to the door.
I try to listen to anything he says, or anything.
Back! He doesn't say anything, he just draws his scimitar at the moment. Shing! Back! Further!
Oh, that's cute.
10 feet back!
I'll show you 10 feet.
Yes, that's what I want. I want you to show me 10 feet. Alright, he goes over and he whispers something next to the door.
Do
Those
we
of you-
hear anything?
Those of you
What
that
does
want
he
to
say?
listen can make an insight check. Sorry, not insight, perception.
Oh,
To listen.
I can't use my passive perception. Lame. All right. Sure.
Alright, you hear it, Nathan.
Okay, cool.
He says, "White feather," and then he says, "Now you may approach."
That's what Nim caught a long time ago, right?
White feather, black mask.
Yep.
It's okay.
Which I assume Nim told us.
Did
Hopefully.
you tell us then?
Yeah.
Yarg.
Did he say that in a language I could understand and not have his mouth covered? By the way.
He said white feather in common.
Well, because I can read lips,
Me too.
so I just wanted to know if that counted or not.
Yeah, if you can read lips, then you notice that too.
That's my wisdom.
You didn't need any ability check for that.
Gotcha. Just want to double check. Lovely.
Alright,
Be a Nin, man.
you enter this
got
armory,
this.
and then the door is closed behind you. And
Oops.
push
Wasn't paying
inside.
attention.
I'll move out the way.
Oh God.
As
No
you
wonder I was seeing bones.
head inside, you see gleaming scimitars, serpent helms, suits of scale armor cramming the racks of this vault. There are large bones and horned skulls littering the floor, and there is a shield made from the shell of a tortoise hanging on the far wall. There is a large skeletal serpent that slithers out from behind some racks. It raises its head and it says in common,
They will tell us the passphrase. So, Akolamar has spoken.
"Why are you here?" "So, Ukalamu has spoken."
We were told to get some stuff from here.
"What is the passphrase?" "So, Ukalamu has spoken."
Black mask.
Black mask.
"That is correct, so Ukalamu has spoken."
Okolomo speaks a lot.
Will they come here to help me identify item?
"So Ukalamu has spoken."
If we can.
How's he talking?
The voice issues forth from his skull. His jaw moves. and a voice issues forth. Obviously, he doesn't have any vocal cords.
Yeah, I was sorry. How's he talking?
But
Oh.
his voice still emanates from his mouth region.
Is that why you are here? So Kolamor has spoken? Or is it something else? Will they do something else? So Kolamor has spoken.
We were told to armor ourselves and get rid of these shackles.
I have been informed by Fenthaza that you are to equip yourselves. So Kolamor has spoken. And
Yes.
the bone nugget nudges its head towards the corner and you see all your backpacks. All your armor piled up in the corner.
Anything special in this room?
There
Out of the
are,
ordinary.
only what
The
was
bone nugget.
described earlier when I described the room. Which, yeah, quite a lot of things. Alright, so,
Uh,
yeah.
I pick up a couple of scimitars and put them in the backpack. Take out my sword, put on the armor, and my lovely shield.
Alright, when you go to touch the equipment that's not yours, Kolamor slithers in front of you.
They are not yours for taking, so Kolamor has spoken.
We were told to get some armor for the guys outside.
They are not for your taking. Kolamor has spoken.
Hey, Garrick, maybe be happy with what we got. Yeah, stick to our own stuff for now.
And you're under the impression that all of the other items in the armory are not up for the grab. The taking. They're not up for grabs. So,
I'll just take my stuff.
says.
Kolamor, can we use one of the swords to break us free?
Kolamor heads over to a crate
There are spare keys for your shackles here.
and tips up the crate and reaches in with its bony mouth and drops a ring of keys on the ground.
They are for your manacles, so Kolamor has spoken.
Nice, Kolamor.
What else does Urkulamor say?
I use the keys for my shackles.
They
Yep.
will unlock themselves. They will equip themselves, and they will be bought before Razni. So Kolamor has spoken.
As you say.
Will you help us? Visiting Razni?
It will not leave the armory. So
Aw.
Kolamor has spoken.
Be cool to have this guy around.
Do you know what the teleportation sigils are?
It does not know. So Kolamor has spoken. It has been tasked to equip you with your gear and unlock your manacles, then direct you to the exit. So Kolamor has spoken.
Good enough for me. Let's do that, guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So Kolamor has spoken.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Hey,
So
you-
Kolamor has
hey, you-
Doran
spoken.
has spoken.
Hey, you're pretty cool, Urkulamor.
Thank you. So Kolamor has spoken.
Maybe we should start talking like this, guys. So Orion has spoken.
Start speaking in third person.
They have equipped themselves. Now they must leave. So Kolamor has spoken.
Yes, we shall leave. Nathan's.
1 second before we leave, Kolamor. We just want to strategize 1 second. Maybe we should go past the incense and the place where you got that incense and get some more.
I don't think they're going to allow us to go anywhere. We're going to be escorted, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, but the one in the storage room was on the same side, wasn't he?
Do you really want to risk, the plan of our captors for some incense?
For this instance, yes.
I mean,
We can make do with one.
yeah, we're good with one. I'm happy to just get the
It's a
puzzle
20
cubes.
foot.
Yeah. However,
Hmm.
Nim, did you prepare animal friendship?
Dude, I did not.
Okay.
I
In that
prepared
case-
more without the use of items.
In that case, if we get to walk by the dinosaur, can I have people like stand in front of me to like shield me from any watching eyes? I'm gonna try. I just need to get within 30 feet. Maybe I can charm the dinosaur.
Yeah, but what you gonna do with it? We have to fight Asni anyway, don't we? I checked my backpack for the tablet.
Nath opens up the door now. And
Okay.
you're not allowed to linger here. As soon as you're equipped, Nath opens up the door. Okolomor says, they are equipped. Okolomor has spoken. And Nath says,
This way. No dawdling.
Hi, Kulamu.
Nath
So
has
Ryan has spoken.
Have a white other day.
Were there any tablets in my backpack, or were they gone?
the puzzle cubes have been
Yeah.
taken.
Okay.
You've got all your other equipment though, and you've got enough time to equip armor. Obviously, you know.
Good
you're
day,
equipped with
Jordan
armor
has
and
spoken.
weapons now, so it's going to look very suspicious.
I put my
So Colombo has spoken.
I put my shield under my cape, and the same with the sword.
Okay. Nath has this big fat gold necklace dangling down from the neck. And you notice that Nath didn't have that yesterday. Nath says, "Follow me."
Do not do anything sudden or suspicious.
And as you'll march through the Fane back to the Serpent Room, through the Hall of War, you're getting looks from all the Brood Guards because you guys are now equipped. But following Nath, no one does anything.
Can I? Do I think I can cast a spell without being seen?
Are you invisible?
I'm not. I have many eyes on me.
If you cast a spell, you feel like every creature in this room will jump on you and attack you.
That's fair.
They don't know what spell you're casting. You might be about to drop a fireball on them or something.
Sure.
Yeah. There are certain ways to get around that. You have to be invisible, or like a sorcerer with subtle spell.
Mm-hmm.
But
Obscuration.
yeah, if you're obscured, but chanting and waving your hands around, they'll see that as a threat.
Okay.
They do have a bit of a magical affinity, these Yuan-Ti as well. They know how magic is.
They like to suggest a lot.
I dislike that.
But yeah, you felt like you'll be met with hostility if you start casting spells. Alright, you're taken to this underground cathedral that opens up before you. And at one end, there is a sculpted balcony perched atop 5 rearing stone serpents. Let me remove the dynamic lighting for the balcony so you guys can see.
Whee!
Pools of blood. Yeah.
There is blood dribbling from the serpent's jaws, falling into a semicircular basin. From there,
Here's another.
it flows along a sloped trough into a wide stone bowl set into the floor. South of the bowl is a mezzanine, prominently situated atop which is a cauldron of steaming broth. You can already smell the fleshy odor that it emanates. And you stand next to this huge gong carved with snake patterns standing on a balcony. And next to the broth is this hulk of a man dressed head to toe in full plate with a great sword drawn. He turns towards you all. And Nath stops you all at the bottom of the stairs.
He whispers to you all, did Fanthaza offer you the broth?
Sorry, didn't catch that. Offer us the what? Sorry.
The broth.
What broth?
You feel like he must be talking about this massive cauldron of steaming broth.
No.
Didn't see that.
I did describe it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just.
Yeah, everything in the room has been described. All right.
I thought you meant did she offer it to us?
Yeah.
And I was.
No,
I'm answering. No, she didn't offer it to us.
All right. She says,
If you are offered, you may drink. And if you drink, you shall become one of us.
he leads you up to the center of the room where this hulk of a man steps forward, his armor clinking. Garrick, you're grappled by this brood guard if you linger and shoved down this ramp. The brood guard then looks over the balcony, wringing its fingers. There is this stew bubbling about. There is a source of heat coming from underneath this massive cauldron in which the stew sits. And bubbling around inside is what looks like bits of flesh, fingers, some appendages, all sloshing about. And Sekalok takes this ladle, and he has this bowl. It looks like it's made from the hollowed out skull of a large snake. And he scoops up a ladle of this broth, and he pours it into the hollowed out skull, and he holds it in front of himself, as if he's holding it there for someone to take. He offers it to you guys.
Well, I ate last week, thanks.
Drink.
I'm good, thanks.
He offers it to Nim.
Drink.
Nah, I'm good.
Drink.
Nath says,
Fanthaza does not wish to waste the broth on these lowly slaves. Soon they will be put to death once all of the information is extracted. Very well.
he tips the broth back in. No one wants to drink it? What? Final
No,
offer,
thanks.
he says.
Theoretically, what would happen?
Well, apparently you'll be transformed into a yuan-ti from what you're gathering. It's going to transform you into one of us.
Ooh.
Nope.
Poison resistance would be great, but I like my humanity.
Alright, you're now, Nath just says,
I can go no further. Sekalok will take you from here.
and this hulking brute who, you're not even sure if he's human or what. You can't see any of his flesh, he's just clad in full plate. He leads you to a set of double doors set into the northeast wall.
Follow me.
Your audience with Rosny has been requested. He leads you down a hallway 10 feet wide. and he steps up near some brood guards into an audience chamber. And then you're directed into the middle of all the guards. Stand there! By Sekalok. Bow on your knees!
I do a curtsy.
I do the shallowest bow that you've ever seen.
On your knees, he says.
Yeah.
And those that do not have Sekalok approach them and attempt to force you to your knees.
Oh, they didn't like my curtsy?
I'd go down on one knee and start praying to my god, which I haven't prayed to for long.
As you guys step into this room, you see 4 pillars supporting the ceiling. It's a 20-foot high ceiling. There are steps ascending to an iron throne carved in the likeness of a hydra. Painted on the wall behind it is a large blue triangle. You have seen this symbol painted on the heads of zombies that roam Chult, and ghouls, and these cannibals. That same blue triangle. To the south, there is an engraved stone disc set into the floor of an alcove. There is a 10-foot wide opening in the east wall leading to a flooded cave. And sitting on the throne is Razni. He has a humanoid body, a humanoid head, and a long serpentine tail. However, he's covered in bandages. There are bits of flesh missing all over him. He looks like he's rotting away. He's in a very bad state. And he just holds a longsword in his hand.
Rise. So, these are my new captor, my new captive. You have foolishly been brung before me with weapons and armor. What is the meaning of this? Is Fenthaza so incompetent as to not probably disarm my captives?
Razni strikes his sword on the ground, and it bursts into flames, and he slithers up forward to you all. He's quite intimidating. He rises up to almost 10 feet in height.
Well, we are brought before you because we have some things to tell you about the Tomb of the Nine Gods. But before we do, maybe it's a better idea to not have as many prying ears around us.
Your words mean nothing to me. Do you think I am a fool? If I give the word, Sekalok will cut your head off, and I'll feed you to my pet. Do not toy with me. What is the meaning of your presence here? What are you doing in Omu? Why are you here? What do you want with the puzzle cubes? None are to enter the Tomb of the Nine Gods.
And he spits all his black blood out all over the ground.
Why are nobody to enter the tomb?
There is a powerful lich that has kindly requested of me that none shall enter the Tomb of the Nine Gods.
Do you know why?
Because it is foretold that doing so will bless me. Abteo has forsaken this land, and it is time for a new god It is time for the age of Dendar.
It's my guess that you've died before, huh?
Yeah, have you been brought back recently?
What?
You've died before.
What does this have to do with anything?
The Soulmonger is in the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and the Death Curse is re-killing everything. Everyone who's ever died is dying again due to the Death Curse. We're here to stop it.
Ultimately, you'll just die forever and won't be able to be brought back.
What do you speak of? Soulmonger? Death Curse? What is this? What do you know about my affliction?
You, like many others, are suffering from the Death Curse. We're here to stop it, and the source of it is in the Tomb of the Nine Gods. We need to get in there so we can
get rid
stop
of that. We get rid of that, and you're cured.
What do you mean? I have grown sick. I have been this way for many moons. But this, this leprosy, it is because I have not gone through Dendar's will. It has nothing to do with your idle tales.
Well, it's worth a try, guys.
Well, you sure about that? Everybody else who has the same affliction as you has also been brought back.
Who has this affliction? What do you know about my condition?
The person who hired these people. Yeah, I don't know how many of them are left from the original group.
Just me.
Well,
Says 12 down here on this.
Has the same affliction as you, and that person isn't even on this island, and has nothing to do with the thing you haven't gone through.
All this time I've been distracted by the fears of my mortality, thinking that I have been punished by Dendar, and you come here telling me that there are others like me.
You weren't punished by was it Dendar? Yeah. You were punished by Asarak.
Asarak? How do you know of Asarak?
Is he the Lich?
He started the curse.
Yeah, that's probably why you cannot go there.
When Rosny hears that, he starts shaking. And you can see like his flaming sword waving all over the place, his arms shaking.
What?
And he slithers up forward, like intimidatingly. He hovers over you all.
What do you say?
You have been tricked. That's what we're saying.
Asarak is using you to protect you from protect the Soulmonger from other people to enter, so they can destroy it.
Soulmonger? Where is the Soulmonger?
And the tomb.
The cubes will show us the way.
Asarak promised me help if I would guard the Tomb of the Nine Gods.
And has he helped you? Are you better?
It appears that he has been playing me for a fool all this time.
It'll go when it gets worse.
I've no reason to disbelieve you. No one would be so foolish as to enter a moo and risk their lives if it were not such a serious cause. So, Asarak is a common enemy, I learn.
He calms down and slithers back to his throne. And he just goes into thought now, tapping his fingers on the armrest. Like he's wondering what to do with you guys.
We can help you if you want our help.
You need free passage to the tomb.
This Soulmonger, you are sure it is down there?
As sure as we can be.
What is your source? How do you know this?
A powerful oracle and sorcerer.
Oracle. What oracle?
Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Oh, you know, oracles are found all over, Jolt.
Alright, make a deception check to come up with something. Everyone make a group deception check to come up with
This is
something.
it, guys.
Put a
Well,
spin on it.
I don't think I would know. But yeah.
Ugh, here we go.
You've presumed that, you know, as you guys are a party working together, you would share all the valuable information such as this together.
Oh shit.
Great deception, guys.
Here we go. Get ready.
He
So
scrutinizes
the
you
DC is
all.
5, right?
Nim just nature.
There's something you're not telling me. Speak.
I mean,
Who's the
if you really want to know, I can tell you what, but I don't think you're gonna like it either. But that's up to you.
I have lived through much. The fall of a nation. The forsakenness of a god. I have betrayed my oath. I've been banished by my own people. I have been defeated and stripped of my god-giving powers. There is nothing you can tell me that would cause me to wane further.
You got people just outside your door ready to kill you, take over your throne, your own people.
Who?
Well, there's Shaza. There's some of the guards that serve her. She has an oracle under her hand, the Bone Naga. There's a few people in the nest that are talking about some of the passwords to get into the armory.
Thank you for telling me this.
Seklock should go in there and clean the room.
They will be fed to my Hydra.
Ooh.
Oh, they're also working on that too. They said they were going to take care of that.
Alright, make a deception check. That isn't something that they promised you.
She said don't worry about it, so
She did say that.
Oof.
Ooh.
just saying,
They
she
said
did say don't worry about
She
it,
did.
At
so
least it ain't 0.
that would lead me
And,
to saying
She did say don't worry about it. She didn't say that they're going to take care of it.
it's just
No.
how Nim interpreted it.
There is
It's like, okay.
some bubbling sounds coming from this lapping pool of water that's reaching up onto the eroded shoreline here. Rosny says,
Huh? Well, I'll ensure that they do not poison their bodies to poison my Hydra when they are slaughtered. Their blood will run down these holes. I appreciate you telling me. Fanthaza shall be executed before the sun sets today. Now, I don't care about this. Doom of the Nine Gods, or Asakrak, or whatever his name is. I will do anything
Yeah, sounds like it's nice.
to preserve
I
my
do.
life. I am willing to give you my puzzle cube and the rest of them, and release you into Omu, even if I lose the respect of my kin.
Fantastic.
Great.
But first,
Can
you.
Can you help us with something else?
First, you will execute Fanthaza's followers. Capture her and bring her to me. To
Can you use
prove
Seklock?
your willingness to help.
Sure. If we do this, you'll give us the puzzle cubes, all of them, and you'll let us be in Omu.
I currently have 7. 2 are not in my possession. The wizards of Thay. They have collected the other two. And now they waste their days scouring shrines that have already been cleared.
I have a question.
Speak.
Say we find these red wizards, holed up somewhere, protecting the puzzle cubes, and you have people all over, right?
Yeah.
Would you help set an ambush?
If you dispose of those who would seek to usurp me from this throne, consider the red wizards dead. The puzzle cubes in your possession.
Very well.
That is a deal. Guys, we have a mission.
Let's go.
Sekalok shall accompany you to ensure you don't deviate.
That sounds like a good plan.
I want to see what
He
you
can
do,
help.
Sekalok.
Guys, can we do this in a smart way, maybe?
Should
Maybe
take out the
just-
snake first.
I want to walk up to him and cut his head or cut her head off. Let's do it.
Yeah, but shouldn't we
Wait.
take their follows first?
He wants her here so he can do it.
But guys, our original plan has changed now, but no one outside this room knows that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we could maybe use that in our advantage.
That's true.
Try to.
What if we were to take Sekalok to sorry, what's her name? I can never remember.
Shaza.
She's running the
Fenthraza?
Fenthraza, thank you. What if we take Sekalok in chains to Fenthraza and Cleopatra, and we Fenthraza, thank you. So we go to Cleopatra with Sekalok and say, look, we captured Sekalok for you. Razni's dead body is in his throne room. And we just convince her that's true. And we take her back here. And suddenly he's in your throne room, Razni.
With no bloodshed?
I
He
mean,
looks at Sekalok. Sekalok nods.
We cut their fucking heads off.
Sekalok says.
We feed them to the Hydra. Then we torture Fenthaza. We cut them up and put them in the stew. I like Sekalok's idea a lot better.
fair enough. Let's go kill some followers.
Sure. If that's what you want.
Sekalok just starts marching off.
Do we have to kill the Bone Naga too?
Let's go.
Kill all of the traitors. Kill them all.
Crap. I like
Just walk up to him. Just walk up to him. Are you faithful to Fenthraza? Yes. Stab.
Let's do some murder.
Alright, Sekalok.
Go back
Hey.
hey, and then stab him with the sword.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How'd it go? Why is
Well,
Sekalok
she
with
did
you?
really well.
You
Hold
should have
still.
seen his face. He's faithful to Fenthraza too.
Alright, Sekalok runs up as well and just draws his greatsword.
Oh,
Alrighty.
man.
He looks around and he knows what's up when he sees you marching back with Sekalok and a non-dead Razni. He looks at his gold chain and he just says, "It was worth it!" You're up first.
Oh man. Was it worth it? God damn it. Yeah, since I'm right next to him, I'll just stab him with my fucking rapier, I guess. Why not? Probably not now.
Yeah,
That's a hit?
Oh.
Oh,
they don't
shit.
wear. The ones who don't wear armor, they're just sneaky.
Are you just poking with the rapier? Oh, still currently
Oh.
worth it.
Bid you adieu. I'll bid you adieu, and I will disengage over here. And that's all I got.
Alright, Nath panics and he's going to disengage and start slithering off this way.
Help!
Torrent.
Wait, did he pass Nathan?
No, he
Did-
has to move one more spot to move away from him. From me.
All right, of
And,
course. Yeah.
and he disengaged, so it wouldn't matter.
Oh, right, of course. Let's see what I can do. But anyway, I am not close enough to do anything melee. This is a shame. Let's see what else I can do. Not much. I will just run up to him and use my dash action to make sure that I can hit him when he runs off.
Alright, you chase him down.
Yeah. And there is maybe a bonus action I might be able to do. Let's see, maybe one of the smites. Yeah, I'll 1 second, just looking which one's better. I'll do the branding smite as a bonus action too, right? Let's see.
Yeah, branding
Put
smite's
that down.
a bonus action to sheath your weapon with a spell.
Yeah, I will use branding smite as a bonus action.
Okay.
Get ready to hit him when he runs off. That would end my turn.
Alright, just when you
Disengage,
cast
yeah.
it as well, just hit the spell. So it's cast.
Yeah, sorry.
Alrighty, Sekolok's going to move around here, and he actually draws a short bow.
Oh.
And he draws back on the short bow and shoots at Nath. And hits him. Puts one arrow into his
3d6.
torso. And puts an arrow in Nath's neck.
Damn. He's got some
And
hit points.
puts an arrow in Nath's chest. And it kills him.
Aren't you glad we didn't piss him off?
3 attacks. Holy shit.
So,
The
Sekolog-
doesn't seem aggressive to us.
It's just watching and smiling. It doesn't do anything aggressive.
That's creepy.
What does Noth got on him?
should we take the snake now, Sekolog?
Necklace.
I'll take that necklace, I guess.
Alright, you take the gold necklace. Sekolok doesn't seem to care about you looting him. I mean, he has that and a longbow. That's it. The golden necklace worth 250 GP. I
Put on my neck.
I think Millhouse usually does the party loot, but he's not here, so I'll add that to the party loot, to the bag of holding.
For the time being, leave
Awesome.
it on my neck.
Yeah, you
Run
can
some bling.
wear it, but
I'll sell it, but I'm just gonna wear it.
yeah, nowhere to spend gold anyway, so not going to be too much use. So I'll just where does he keep this party loot?
Should be like a
There's a handout for party loot. It's got all the loot in here.
oh, there it is.
So gold necklace, 250 GP.
500 gold diamond for resurrection, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you could use it for resurrection.
Not many clerics in the party.
Well, there's a reason for that. We can't resurrect until the
I
quest
know,
is
yeah.
over.
That's a lot of money, though.
All
Yep,
right,
we haven't spent a single thing.
ain't too many shops
like-
out in the middle of this forbidden city, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
Alright.
Let's go first.
All right, Sekolok, he he heads this way, and he actually splits from you guys at this next chamber. He marches off towards the armory and says,
I will take care of a Coleman who Zekalok has spoken.
You want some help?
What's on our side?
He does not want help. In fact, he's insistent that you don't come with him.
I will take this. You'll go and take care of Fenthasa.
Will the people in front of us let us through?
Can I inside him, see if he's actually, like, helping Finthaza?
Make a inside check.
See if he's lying about that.
Double agent.
He put us with armor inside the throne room.
Alright, you feel like there is a reason why he doesn't want you guys to go with him. I mean, that's a point that he's putting out. He wants to take care of this himself. What that means is pure pet speculation.
He's got a bone to pick.
Maybe. I thought that was a good one.
But your boss said you had to stick with us. Shall we wait until you're finished, maybe? Then you come with us after.
He just says,
Go now!
as he marches off.
Sure.
Does he close the door?
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, the brood guards here are a little bit confused as to why you guys are now freely roaming around. And they just watch you and move out of your way.
Oh, these guys.
I say, I am going to. I'll talk to the brood guard and this 1T. I am going to cast a spell. It will not affect you in any way. I promise it's not harmful.
The
Rosny.
female UNT draws a scimitar, and the brood guards look at you and make a persuasion check, Orion.
Okay.
I have faith.
Persuasion.
The brood guard says to you in common,
What are you doing, slave? Why are you equipped? Why are you roaming free, and why are you with Zekalok? What is the meaning of this? What magic do you wish to use?
That's many questions. It is by Razny's grace that we are on a mission for him. What I am going to cast is it will help me in that mission.
all right, they look around, and so Kosh just kind of nods, and they saw you as Zekalok roaming free, so they observe, see what happens. They are ready to attack, though. You can tell that they're very alert.
Then I will grab one of my wolf totems that I got, I think, in the first session of this game, and I will cast Animal Friendship on the Triceratops.
Animal friendship, so it makes, I think it's like a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh,
The DC is like 12, so they're probably going to make it, but...
Okay. Makes a wisdom save. And the spell has no effect, so... But immediately this female UNT comes up to you, and she just draws a scimitar and levels it at you and says,
What is the meaning of this? What are you doing to the dinosaur?
Absolutely nothing. If you will put that down, what I'm casting on the dinosaur will help me with the mission that Razny provided me.
What is your mission?
Well, that depends on your loyalties.
We are loyal to the king.
Anyone else you're loyal to?
No, wait, not Elvis. Razni!
Elvis! He's alive! You can do it!
In time.
Well, as long as you're loyal to Razny, the only thing you need to do is stand aside.
She steps aside. You get the feeling that, like, Yeah, they're not gonna let you mess with the Triceratops.
I got that. Yeah.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah, let's do it. It was worth a try.
You feel like it doesn't like fire, and you could definitely have it rampage and crush all these people, but then you feel like you'd probably have the entire Fane turn against you.
Yeah.
There are guards in that hallway.
Yeah, there are 2 Malisons in this hallway. These brood
I got
guards
this,
step
guys.
aside.
Guys, I have a persuasive method. Excuse me, Torin. Watch this, guys. I step up. I look him right in the eye, and I would like to attack him.
Very persuasive.
Alright, I'll roll initiative. Someone missing there? Someone hiding? No, I'm sure.
Yeah, someone's underneath Torin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was.
No, everyone's there.
No, there's
Okay.
nothing underneath me.
Alright, yeah, the brood guards, they step aside and they watch, but the Malisons, when they see you coming and Orion's like leaping at them, claws first or whatnot, with weapons drawn, they fight back. And these guys have snakes for arms. And this one actually backs up. And he just says, to arms! He draws reinforcements. As you run at this Yuan-Ti, he turns around and he uses his snakes for arms to try and bite you. And he snaps the snake arm onto Orion and it hurts. You take 16 points of damage.
Ow.
Ouch.
And his other arm tries to snap onto. It's literally just like a long slithering snake. And then where his hand should be, there's like a snake head with eyes and a tongue and teeth and venom. And miss. Nathan.
Oh.
First again.
Yeah. These guys probably have half cover from all my teammates in front of me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Creatures provide half cover.
Ooh. This is, well, nothing I can do. Just take a shot at him, I guess. Try it, I guess.
Yeah. Shooting him with a bow would be something you could do, I would say.
Try to jump and shoot, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. You're not gonna move through people 5 feet, right? Extra?
Another creature's space is difficult terrain, whether friend or foe. And you can't end your turn in another creature's space. And while you're in someone else's space, you're also squeezing. So, not very effective way of fighting.
I'll try and shoot him with this half cover.
It's only +2 AC and he's not wearing armor. When you look at him, it's a very easy shot to make, is what your character's thinking. That hits. Yeah, not very hard to hit these guys. You put an arrow into his shoulder, and the 23 damage hurts him pretty bad.
Nice. I'll just back up out of Nim's way. And my turn.
When you get there, the brood guards they kind of move and form a bit of a line near the exit.
Oh.
Make sure you're not trying to leave.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Garrick.
How are the lights in this room?
Where you're standing, it's brightly lit. There are torches everywhere. The lighting on the map's accurate, showing bright light everywhere.
Okay. Well, I move past my friend, so that's 30 feet.
When you try to get up into the Malison, he just bumps into you and he doesn't let you go by.
Okay, I try to hit him.
Alright, you're squeezed, so your attacks are at disadvantage.
Oh. Well, then I will go back.
Alright, when you move back, his snake arm tries to get you. And he chomps onto you for 11 points of damage with an opportunity attack.
I use 2 spell points. And cast Fly on myself as a bonus action.
Can you cast a spell first, please?
Sorry.
Just, yeah, there might be something that wants to counterspell you. I need to see what level you're casting it at. Blah, blah, blah.
Level
just,
3.
Yeah, just when you do something, just
Yeah.
do it
Sorry,
first.
this is my mistake.
But, yeah, there is room to fly over the top of him. This hallway is 10 feet high. You fly over the top, and you're next to him there.
And then I hit him with the green flame blade.
Hit.
And use a level 1 smite.
Alright, you slice into him with a radiant blade, hitting him for 21 damage, and the Maleficent's badly injured.
And then I fly up 5 feet or something like that.
Okay.
Lie along the roof or something like that.
Okay. You're in the space above the ground,
Yeah.
10 feet up. Nim.
Why won't I reselect? Oh, because I'm in ruler mode. I'm gonna move up 10 feet. And then I'm just going to do Healing Word on Orion at first level. Just give him a little bit of health. You can do it!
I can do it! Bite his freaking head off!
5 feet out of the way. That'll be my turn.
Orion.
Gotta save it for later.
Orion will happily rage, and he will grow his claws,
Yeah, you will.
and he's going to just rip this guy to shreds. Here's 3 attacks on him.
That's what I want to see.
Alright. Oof.
Oof.
Miss.
Oof.
Miss. That hits him.
Hey!
You carry claw into him, and 6 damage. He's already got all of these grievous injuries all over him. He's almost dead.
Orion will hang his head slightly and remind himself to use Reckless next time.
Does he remind himself to move so Taran can get into attack?
Oh, that's an excellent point. There's not... He does... He used his reaction. So,
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Seb.
He's
That's very kind of you.
using snake arms on Garrick. Yeah. Taran. That's very kind of you, actually.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Thank you.
you.
I will attack this guy.
Yeah, you will.
Hit. You slice into his snaky neck and covered in blood.
But he's still up. Then I will
Yeah.
use my next attack.
Alright, I think you have the branding smite on there still, Taran. It's 1 minute duration, I think. How long does that last for?
1 second, let's check. Yeah, one concentration up to 1 minute.
Alright, you
Indeed.
still had it. It just
Uh,
like it had about a second left
So-
as you hit.
Cool.
Because you guys are moving pretty quickly through this Fane. So extra 2d6 radiant damage, and that almost kills him. And then your second attack hits, and he's gone. Basically, just run up with this blinding blade and you just push it straight through his chest. He falls onto the ground, dead, collapsing. All right, I'm just gonna break initiative for a second, because these brood guards are starting to configure. That Malison had run off into a room, and you've got Fenthaza's door here. So obviously these brood guards are the ones that are loyal to Fenthaza. They don't rush the corridor. What do you guys do?
Nathan, we need that candle.
Let's get into the room.
Here's a candle. Incense. And a tinderbox if you need it.
Alright, you guys, you pull the door open, and Fenthaza, she looks surprised. What is this meaning of this? She says. And she
Light the incense and throw it in there.
She kind of rises up.
No, not the incense.
Well,
Oh.
It's, are you handing it to Garrick?
I was handing to someone. Someone called for it.
I called for it.
Alright,
I say throw the.
by the time you get it to Garrick, some 3 more UNT have lined up with short bows over near this chamber. And we're going to wrap up tonight's session here because it's going to be a big battle.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to this.
But I'll give you the experience for the couple of UNT you guys killed first.
Ooh.
And then it's
5,000.
an all-out brawl at the start of next session. Whole opposite of today's role-playing session.
Yeah.
Alright, let's...
Ryan's poop.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys have 5. And Millhouse has something else to tell you guys as well. It's about some of the prisoners that he had to feed to the Hydra. He didn't tell you straight away, but it's Morgoise and Yazo. They were drained of their blood and fed to the Hydra.
Aww.
Aw.
That's awful.
And some random guy named Bob.
Yeah, no one cares about Bob though.
Ooh, O'Brien, I beat you.
Those UNT are dead. So, yeah, by the time you guys kind of get to the hallway and get that incense, Fenthaz is kind of coiled up from her pillows. Some UNT have lined up here. One brood guard will be rushing you down the hallway, but you know these monstrosities here, they don't seem to have like ranged attacks. Their claws are too gangly to configure a bow and whatnot. So yeah, this is all happening in a split second, so you'll still be raging Orion.
Sweet.
And yeah, we'll start off next session by rolling initiative, and Millhouse will come out of somewhere as well.
Surprise.
Beans.
Cool. Nice session.
Oh yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
Day 83. And hopefully, with all this, you'll be in possession of all 9 puzzle cubes when you come out the other side.
That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we still have to come back to this place and take out Navazi.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
depends on if we finish our quest before day 90.
Yeah, that's if we survive like everything else in the Temple of the Nine Gods and everything.
Yeah,
It's
but-
almost better to take him out first to get the experience.
But he does have a very nice flaming sword, so nothing said in the
Yeah.
game yet. So you guys
That's
can
true.
carve out your own path.
Yeah, if we wait long enough, he dies by himself, right?
Maybe you just go on maybe you just go on like a murderous rampage and just kill absolutely everyone now. I don't know. It's up to you.
Get all the XP, level up 5 times.
I'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.